And it's live.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Gravity Well Theatre presents Impossible Landscapes, The Night Floors, which is actually session 5. We had a bit of a technical issue for session 4, but we've had that game, so I'll do a bit of a recap for the sake of anyone watching along. In general terms, you're all still on Operation Alice in New York City in the summer of 1995, investigating the disappearance of an artist called Abigail Wright, who left behind a weird shrine in her apartment. Investigating has led to you finding out that there's extra floors to the building at night, and you found dozens of strange bits of evidence from throughout history and seemingly unconnected bits and links to people from the past, including the architect of the building, who was a murderer back in sort of 30s through to the 50s, I think it was. Last time, you spent some more time investigating the McAllister building, more specifically speaking to the other residents that you hadn't yet met. You met Roger Caroon, who is middle-aged author of science fantasy novels called The Night Sea. There's like 12 novels that he's written all within this sort of strange science fantasy setting that I think Macintosh had previously heard of or read.
Yes.
Some of. You also met Lewis Post, a young man who's an illustrator for comic books. He was kind of friendly in an awkward way when he was interviewed by Marble, who was sort of posing as someone that was interested in making a contract with him in terms of his work. He was friendly enough, but on showing Marble some of his artwork, it was like horrifically violent. He had these charcoal drawings of like blood and guts and gore, and also one that seemed to depict Asa Darabondi, the man that you discovered is the architect of the McAllister building, stood next to a bathtub, which is pretty ominous because you'd heard tell that he'd drowned children. You also met Michelle Van Fitz, who was a feminist poet living on the 3rd floor of the McAllister building. She was very angry with you from the offset, remembering you from the previous night when you arrested Thomas Manuel. When you questioned her, she was particularly uncooperative, and you quickly took her into custody. I forget the exact order of all the events that followed, but I think taking her out of the building struggling was what triggered the... Actually, no, I think she struggled when you were arrested. You dragged her out of the building, locked her in one of your cars, and you took a little time to explore her apartment, where you found that she had an apartment filled with bookcases, and you had a brief look through where Macintosh found a red leather book with the strange symbol that he found particularly engrossing beforehand, that was found in Abigail Wright's apartment. That would be this symbol on the post-it note. It's sort of triangular, angular one. It's on the front of this playbook. When Macintosh started reading it aloud, she's just continued reading it and felt sort of compelled to read through it. And the play, which I didn't say at the time, but on checking through what it would be included, it is entitled The King in Yellow, and it tells the story of a royal court in a city or maybe a country called Ithil, in maybe a country called Carcosa. And a stranger arrives at the court who calls himself the Phantom of Truth. And he arrives during a masquerade ball. And during this masquerade ball, he reveals to the partygoers that the mask that he's wearing a mask, a pallid one, but he reveals to them that he actually wears no mask and that his mask is his true face. And him revealing this somehow signals the end of the world, and the play ends the second act of the play. It's a 2-act play, ends with the world coming apart. So as Macintosh was compelled to read this through, she was kind of stopped as this became apparent. And then I think that's when things started escalating, where someone set off the fire alarm. I think it was Mustache. And you went around the remaining residents telling them that there was a fire and that they needed to evacuate. And both Roger Garoon and Lewis Post acted like they didn't hear the fire alarm at all and were pretty nonchalant about it. Then when you tried to drag them out, things sort of escalated further, and Roger Garoon fled upstairs. At this point, Mustache set fire to Roger Garoon's curtains in the ground floor apartment, and a real fire started picking up. Lewis Post refused to leave his room. He sort of slammed the door shut on Marble and Macintosh. They, I think they burst down the door and found that he was talking to himself in a mirror, like a full-length standing mirror, with really ornate Baroque style, like something from the ancient past. He's talking to himself in the mirror, seemingly entranced. To catch his attention, one of you, I think, Marble, threw an antique tomahawk that they'd found in Michelle Van Fitz's apartment at the mirror, smashing it to pieces. That enraged him, and then he started chasing you out of the building with a kitchen knife. But during this time, the fire had spread in the building, and you find yourself in this sort of chase/fight with Lewis Post trying to stab you. He fell in the fire and burnt to death, and Macintosh caught fire, and Marble dragged her out, and she was like severely burnt to the point of nearly dying. An ambulance was called, and the fire service who rushed into the building, starting to sort of put it out. And Macintosh was taken along with Marble, who joined her, to the Bellevue Hospital. During that time, Mustache answered some questions to the NYPD about what had happened. Michelle Van Fitz was still locked in his car, was screaming that, like, they did it, they lit the fire. But she was sort of seemed really unhinged, and Mustache had showed his FBI credentials and I think told the officers that he was attacked by a resident in the building. Then later when the fire was put out, he snuck back into the building through a window at the back. And I think that's where we left him. And at the Bellevue Hospital, Macintosh was visited by a family and sort of rushed into like the burns care unit. I think that's all the bases covered. Does anyone remember anything else that I might have missed?
At the end, there was talk of moving me to a different facility, an FBI hospital kind of thing. But
Yeah, I'm not sure if
Yeah,
it was actually the hospital we were talking about, but like faking moving her to a hospital and moving her into one of my apartments, maybe. I think that was the discussion. But if the FBI do have a hospital we could move it to, that'd be great.
well, I
yeah,
think you
that's
were
what it
bringing
was.
that up as a cover, like you say, where you
Hmm.
had a call with Mustache, who was back at the McAllister, and I think he decided he wanted to sort of end things and go back to the night floors once and for all. But obviously, you can proceed as you want. And Marble called his bodyguard / sort of enforcer, Olaf, is it? Got it.
I think it's Igor.
Igor.
I'm not
No,
sure.
it's not Igor, is it?
Isn't that
Otto.
Igor?
Neither is right.
Otto.
Otto.
Of course
Yeah,
it
he
is.
called Otto, who turned up, and you told him to get the car ready because you were going to need to move someone out of the hospital, and you told him
Yeah.
to ask no questions, and he was a bit bit confused about what was going on, but went along with it. And yeah, I think that's basically it.
I do think that
So,
me and Mustache had mentioned going back. I think you had mentioned that in your intro, but
yeah,
talked about going out to the
you
nightclub, didn't
and
we?
you and Macintosh were in her hospital room, and you were on the
Yeah.
phone with Mustache, and you had a discussion
Yes.
about what you were going to do next. And I think he'd sort of set in your minds that you were going to bust Macintosh out of the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. So, where we will start. Macintosh, your family have left at this point, mostly through your own insistence, or the fact that you told them that you were going to get moved soon. And during this time, Marble's gone out to speak to his enforcer. You've sort of been left alone in the hospital room for a short time, and you're in tremendous pain. Obviously, you've just been like severely burnt to like the brink of death, and also your lungs feel like extra heavy in every breath. You sort of still feeling the smoke in your lungs, and you're sort of fading in and out of consciousness a little bit. You've got the mental fortitude to sort of be together, and if you have to, you can push yourself, but you're really not in a good way.
Yeah.
The only thing that seems to be taking your mind off the pain is you find yourself thinking back to the play that you read back in Michelle Banfitz's apartment, and you can't help but think about it and interpret it in different ways, and you getting the sense that that play contains a ridiculous, like unfathomable amount of depth to it, and there's various ways that you're starting to interpret it and the characters and what the different parts of it mean, and that seems to take your attention off of the pain, but it really becomes this sort of fixation in the back of your mind, to the point that you can actually, it's inspired you to a degree, and you can select a new art skill at 5%.
Okay.
And that could be any art that has sort of inspired you by reading this play. Your unnatural skill also increases by 5. And
And a new art.
oh dear. But also a mixture of the pain and the sort of unfathomable insights that you're getting as you're thinking to this play, and its message sinking into you, sinking to the point of not being able to really find an end. You also take 6 points of sanity damage.
Okay, so sanity down by 6.
Before you adjust it, you've got the option, as always, if you want to project a certain amount of that onto your bonds.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm at 55, so that puts me at 49. Oop, I didn't mean to click that. Sorry.
That's right. So you're 1 above your breaking point, so you don't go temporarily insane, which is good for now. And do you have an idea of what art skill you want to have inspired?
No. Well, I think since it came from reading this play, let's say writing.
Yeah, you can certainly have writing, or theatre if you prefer, either of those.
Yeah, writing.
Yeah, absolutely. So as this is all sinking in, and your mind is kind of like melting a bit as you've been left alone for the first time since, and the adrenaline of the fire is fading, and you're either faced with the reality of this hospital room or the surreality of the play, and that focuses your mind. And you almost don't notice the doctor walk into the room. And rather cheerful looking man in his sort of mid 50s, big salt and pepper beard. He comes to the foot of your bed and lifts your chart from the foot of your bed. All right then, Miss Topchick, let's see how we can help you today. And he starts scanning down the file. And then he begins to sort of frown and shakes his head. Hang on now, this isn't your file. I'm so sorry. And then he puts the file back at the edge of the bed, and then gives you an apologetic smile, and starts to head out of the room.
And of course that grabs my attention that, wait, that's not my file. It's at the end of my bed, and he puts it right back. I'm gonna do my best to get up and grab that file.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's painful for you to move. So every sort of stretch that you make is like straining your burnt flesh. But you're tough, and you get to the end of the bed and you take a look at this file there, and you can see, yeah, it indeed isn't your file. It is a file for the Bellevue Hospital, but the style of it and the dates that you're seeing on it is from the 50s, and it has the name Gary Topchick on it rather than your name. And this is the file that you see.
And of course, I'm just extremely puzzled by all this. Like, how did a Bellevue Hospital chart from the 50s end up here, of all places, and in my room?
Absolutely. Well, you are in the Bellevue Hospital, so it is in the right place.
Oh, that's right.
But it's certainly wrong time. Meanwhile, Marble, you've just had your conversation with Otto. He's left to get the car, and you're in the sort of lobby reception area of the hospital. And as you're contemplating what to do next, you're looking around, maybe a little paranoid about anyone overhearing your conversation at the people in the waiting room. And as you're sort of taking the scan of the place, you see that this area has, every couple of meters on the wall, in the lobby and down the main corridor, there are these little sort of factoid posters, of A4 size posters that say, "Did you know?" And they each have different facts about the hospital throughout the years, like did you know that the Burns ward was built in such and such year by a generous donation of such and such New York person. And there's one that catches your eye that says, "Did you know? Science fantasy novelist Roger Caroon was born in Bellevue on 23rd June 1952.
Is that the same novelist that we've been talking to? Is it the same person?
It is, yes.
Okay. So maybe the spread goes a little further than the building. I'll take the poster down and put it in my pocket.
Yeah, so it's just a bit of paper stuck to the wall, like blue tacked. So you take it down. As you do so, the man's voice speaks from behind you, and sounds like an older gentleman. "That was the day I committed myself here, you know, Agent Marble."
I spin around. Is it someone I recognise?
You spin around, and there is a man behind you, in hospital gown, And I think I've got a headshot of him. This man, quite elderly,
Okay.
and quite emaciated looking, but rather stern features. He meets your eye, and the first thing, you don't recognize him.
Hmm.
Of course. I'm Leland Fuller with
Leon Fuller, did you say?
Leland
Leland.
with Delta
I
Green.
must ask, how do you know me?
Well, so I was asked to give you a message, and he holds out a hand, and he's got a crumpled bit of paper that he indicates for you to take.
Okay. I pick it up and open it up and have a look.
Okay. So you're given this message.
Where did you get
And the
this?
first thing, the first thing that strikes you,
Hmm.
I was just given it.
Right.
First thing that strikes you is that the writing, the handwriting, is your own handwriting. And I would like you to make a sanity roll.
Gladly.
Okay. So you keep yourself together. But yeah, that's... It appears to be a message in your own handwriting.
Leland, was it who gave you this? Did you tell me?
Well, I'm not sure if I should. It just complicates matters if I do.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think matters are already complicated enough, so you might as well just disclose it.
I know that story all too well. Well, here's the
And-
thing. And
Yes?
sorry, what you about to say something?
No. After you, Leland.
Well, here's the thing. And then as he's about to speak, a nurse shouts out from the end of the hallway, "Mr. Fuller, what are you doing out of your ward?" And she starts storming towards him. Looks like my
One moment.
time might have been cut short.
What? Who? Oh, what? Who gave you this? And
Listen,
why does it mention my nan?
I don't really know the ins and outs of that message. It's going to be a personal thing, but I wish you all the best with all this. Like, I couldn't escape it. I locked myself up here, but it still follows you. It still follows you, you know. And he looks down the corridor to where the nurse is approaching, and then you see that he sort of goes white as a sheet, and his eyes, his pupils just like completely go wide, and he starts like visibly shaking, and he just shouts out like, "No, no, no! I refuse! I make my own decisions, damn it! I'm my own person! I'm my own person!"
I take
And
a
he
few
yells
steps
at this
back.
nurse like, and then suddenly he clutches his heart and like topples down to the ground, and he starts seizing, and the nurse screeches like, "Oh, we need a doctor here!" And there's a lot of commotion all of a sudden.
I try and slip away in the commotion.
Yeah, you can absolutely slip away in the commotion as people are rushing to sort of help him.
And
yeah.
And I'd like to prepare to call my nan as well.
Okay. So it's 5:20 in New York.
Oh yeah.
What's the time difference? 8 behind?
I'm not sure.
So it will
For
be
me, it's 6 hours.
6. Okay. Oh, it'll be 8 for West Coast, I think. Yeah.
Sounds right.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it'll be midnight. Around midnight UK time.
Oh, Nan's asleep. There's no chance in hell she's awake right now. Okay, I'll pocket the letter and
Does she live at a care home? I assume
no,
so.
she lives in her own
Okay.
house, but she's got carers. I pay
Right,
for
okay.
carers, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is noted. And his name was Leland. What? Sorry.
Fuller.
Fuller. Thanks. Yeah, I'll head off down towards Macintosh's room.
Okay. And then zipping across town to Mustache. I couldn't exactly remember where we left you. Are you still in the McAllister building?
I was outside.
Outside, okay.
I went inside. I made an opening for us in a window behind the building so that we can get in without being seen and quietly. And then I was just waiting out the firefighters and seeing how long they stayed and what happened, and kind of waiting till it was, and basically just waiting for Marble to show up.
Gotcha. Okay. And am I remembering right? Did you hand over Michelle Van Fitz to the NYPD, or is she still in your car?
I sent her with the beat cop.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. Cool. So yeah, you probably find somewhere nondescript in view of the McAllister building to park and sort of pass the time watching the building. At the point we left off last time, the fire had already been put out and the building had already been cordoned off. Yeah, not too long afterwards, the firefighters themselves leave the building. They were still in when you snuck back in, but in the time that you're waiting here for the others, they depart, but the building is full on, like, cordoned off. And your radio sort of chirps, and there's a voice on the other end. Officer Caffrey? Are you on comms?
After here.
And it's the voice of your boss, who I've not named, but he sounds quite distressed. I just got a call from NYPD checking your credentials, your FBI credentials, and they say that you're at the site of a house fire and potential assault.
Yes, the McAllister building downtown caught fire today while we were investigating the disappearance of Miss Abigail Wright.
Yeah, I see that you're assigned to like a bag and tag thing for a missing persons case.
Yes, it was
And it was
cluster
Dr.
in there.
Right. And it was Dr. Bloom that assigned you to this?
Yes.
Yeah, he told me this is just going to be drudge work, so I don't know what's going on. Like, what's the situation down there?
Not really sure. One of the building caught on fire while we were going through everything, and when we tried to evacuate the tenants, they became hostile and refused to leave.
Right, I've got it. And are you following up on this?
I'm waiting to get clearance to get back inside, just see if anything has been lost, anything can be rectified, or if it's just a closed case or a cold case now.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of evidence that's just gone up in smoke. All right. Well, I'll give you I'll give you tomorrow to wrap this up. But if the building and the evidence in the apartment are gone, then we're gonna need you back.
Roger that.
All right. Speak to you soon. And he signs off. What's your bureaucracy? 49, that's good enough, yeah. So you don't recognize the name Dr. Bloom when he mentions it, but you assume from that must actually be Agent Marcus's real name,
Yeah.
and this is the official side of the investigation, setting up the evidence recording. So, beyond waiting for your
Stash.
colleagues, what would you like to
Yeah,
do?
he just lights. He's basically chain smoking, just waiting, seeing if anything happens while he's there. Kind of a little on edge.
Over some time, you do see that the homeless man that you spoke to in the afternoon passes by the building again, on the far side of the street. But apart from that, there's nothing else significant. So we'll hop back across to Marble and Macintosh. How do you want to proceed?
I feel like I'd rush into the room. Let's say, Macintosh, how are you feeling?
Like ass. Everything hurts.
Yeah, I mean, when you've been used as a human candle in that way, I can see why.
Yes, yes.
But you look in decent spirits, at least.
Well, no point in sitting around moping about it. It's not going to change anything.
Agreed. I ran into something strange here. I don't know if you've hit something weird, but I was given a note in my own handwriting by a, let's say, man in unfortunate circumstances. I don't know what to make of it.
Well, things are weird here as well. The doctor came in and started reading my chart, said this wasn't mine, and put it back on the end of the bed. Here, take a look. This is for somebody named Gary Topchick from the 50s.
What?
How the hell did this get here?
Ugh, it seems as though there's... What I was told anyway by this man, Mr. Fuller, is that it follows you. It seems to be doing just that. Seems as though we're not out of this fight yet. How are you feeling? Are you feeling well enough to move, or...?
Oh, it hurts like
Are you
hell to
stuck?
move, but I can do it if I have to.
Okay. Well, here's Otto's number, and I write down a piece of paper. Otto's number, hand it over. He's a colleague of mine, an employee. Whenever you're ready, call him, and he will get you and take you to safety, or wherever you need to go.
Well, no point in waiting. Let's definitely get me out of
You're
here.
going now?
Yeah.
Great. I'll give him a call. And I just call my good friend Otto and ask him to pull the car around front.
Otto here. Oh yes, I'm just outside. Wait, do you want the side entrance?
Good, yes. Anything that's a little more discreet, and be ready on the gas pedal.
Okay. Just like 93, eh?
Yes, just like 93. All that scuffle in Kumesh.
Yeah, Kumesh. A shiver runs down my spine every time I hit the word.
I know. I hang up the phone and I'm like, Macintosh, are you ready then?
Yeah, let's Get me some shoes at least, or some socks.
Yeah, I run around and just grab some bits, some various items of clothing, whatever I can find in the room, and just hand it over.
Man, I look at my clothing and I'm
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
this stuff's pretty useless at this point. Maybe another gown or a sheet to cover my butt.
Okay.
I'll
I
actually
also
say your family have brought you some of your belongings, so you've got a change of clothes.
Okay.
cool. Is she good enough to walk?
It's just all really painful.
Right.
And yeah, you end up putting on like quite loosely fitting clothing because anything touching your skin is just horrible.
MC Hammer over here.
Yeah, so once I've
Yeah.
got clothes on and something covering my feet, I'm like, you're gonna have to help me. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
No worries at
You
all.
grab that file. Stuff it in my bag.
Will do. I grab the file as requested. I'll peek out of the door to make sure there's no doctors walking down the corridor or like approaching our room or anything.
Let's roll a luck test.
Okay.
Coast is clear.
Cool. I nip back in. Come on. And just lead her out.
Yeah. So I'm gonna grab his arm for like support and kind of shuffle as fast as I can. Lead the way.
I would have offered the arm, but I didn't know if you wanted to be touched, as you've been burned, but you can use this for support as much as you want.
Just let me hold on to you.
Okay. And I lead her through, like nodding at people as I go, as if like I'm supposed to be doing this.
Okay. So you head through the hospital. A little worried, but not too worried about. So obviously you're not breaking out of prison or anything. But
No.
and also luckily there's a distraction on when you reach the ground floor, as there's still people rushing to help. Leland Fuller.
Oh.
And
How morbidly useful.
actually, you see the doctor who's sort of they managed to move him across onto a gurney, but everyone seems to look very morose. And roll, both of you can roll an alertness test.
Okay.
Nice.
So Macintosh, you hear from down the corridor someone saying, time of death 5:56 p.m. But you don't hang around, and you continue out through a side door in the hospital.
Yeah.
Where the scary-looking German man is waiting for you in the car.
Yeah, it's a big Mercedes, but he even looks small in it, in the driver's seat. Yeah, he's a huge guy. I open the door for Macintosh and just put her in very gently.
And I'm wincing and grunting, getting in like, oh, son of a bitch. Breathing heavy and sweating by the time I sit down.
Yeah. We can nip past the off license if you'd like something strong to drink on the way. And I get in the car.
Okay, folks, welcome to Muller's Taxi Cabs. Where are we going now?
Unfortunately, back to the same damn building we've been at.
And I don't know where that is.
Oh. I've forgotten the name of the building.
It's the McAllister building.
The McAllister building. You know the McAllister building? That one with all the artists in it.
Oh yes, I think I know the one.
Well, there, please.
And then he begins driving you there. And it's quite a short drive, and as you approach, I mean, by this point, it's let's say it's just past 6, so it's starting to sort of get dark.
Okay.
Although it won't be fully dark until like 8 p.m. And you can still see a little bit of smoke coming out of like mainly the front door of the building, and the window of Abigail Bright's apartment, which seems to have smashed out. But it's not like blazing out, it's just like the light wispy smoke of a building that has been on fire.
Good.
Why is it we're going to the site of a fire?
Otto, this is one of those, I know I tell you everything, but this is one of those that you'd prefer not to know.
Right, okay, you got it. Where do you want to put it?
Just anywhere in front would do. Do we see Mustache at all?
You can both roll alertness.
Okay.
Yeah, Macintosh, you recognise his car. He's parked a little bit beyond the building, sort of, with the building in view.
Ah, his car's over there.
Oh, of course. Over there will do, Otto.
Alright. So with whatever this mysterious bullshit is tomorrow's event happening?
Yes, we have to continue to save face. I'm hoping to get there, but in my absence, you know how to run the show, don't you?
Not a clue.
Uh,
I know
but
how
you've
to
been
stop
watching it
anyone
for
stealing
17
anything.
years. Yes, fair enough. Touche, my friend. Well, call around. I'm sure that Steph, or no, don't call Gloria, but I'm sure that Steph can help you out with this.
I'll sort something out. Okay,
Thanks, Otto. I
have
can
fun with
always
your
rely on you.
mystery.
We will, no doubt.
And yeah, you get out of the Mercedes and...
And don't forget to lock the back door. You always forget to lock the back door. As I close the door.
Yeah. He gives you a withering look and then drives off. And yeah, Mustache, you see your friends being dropped off by Mercedes and yeah, approach your car.
I stomp my cigarette out and walk up to them briskly, quickly, looking around nervously, seemingly very paranoid. Macintosh, I'm glad to see you're up and about.
Well, I don't know if I'd say about, but up. It's at least good.
Follow me this way. I lead them like through the alley, like behind the building. It's fire and the two people we've taken in brought some heat down. Might be called off this mission tomorrow.
Well, that's convenient. I have something rather special planned for tomorrow. That means we've got to end it today.
As best we can, maybe, anyways. I'm not
How
sure.
are you feeling, Mustache? You look a bit peaky.
Fine. I just want to get this over with. The place is getting to me.
Well, that's understandable. Also, it's a bit strange that we had this plan to call a fire and then an actual fire happened. You wouldn't have anything to do with that, would you?
And I'm just gonna give him like a really
Odds.
stern stare with that one.
God has a sense of humor is all I can glean from it. Look, after you left earlier, I got us a way in. I'll show them the window I've left open.
And upon seeing that, I'm
Okay.
gonna tell him, surely you don't mean for me to climb in that. I'm having a hard enough time walking.
We'll boost you in. One of us can go in first and pull you up while the other pushes you up.
Is there a door that we could nip in and unlock from the other side? Maybe some fire exit, ironically.
Not on the ground floor. It's not even got the New York style sort of exterior fire escape. It seems like it's pretty badly designed for fires. So there's only the front entrance.
Okay. Well, looks like we only have this option. Macintosh, maybe we should have got that bottle of something strong. Have you had enough painkillers?
As many as I can take now. Any more and I'm completely useless. I'll just be a drooling heap of uselessness.
That's not going to help. All right, well, don't really have much of a choice. I'll go first.
Well,
then.
it does occur to you that you are still authorized to enter this building in a way because two of you are FBI agents on this case.
True.
But it will look odd, particularly it's like Macintosh is in a very bad state. So. And the front is mainly where the fire is. So there might be a risk.
Okay, is there at least something nearby that I can step onto so there's less pushing and pulling involved here? Looking for a...
Yes. Yeah, you can move the garbage can.
Okay, I said see the garbage.
So you clambering into the building?
I'm sorry, what was that?
So are you all clambering into the building?
Yes.
I believe so.
Best as I can.
Can you all roll stealth checks?
So quiet.
Oh,
What do I fall through?
Macintosh is...
You don't fall through anything. You make it into the building. It's quite painful for Macintosh. You can't help but cry out as you're clambering through the window. Because yeah, every movement you're making is painful, but you push yourself and you all get in.
Okay, so...
What room of the building are we in?
So you've entered through this bottom right window. Oh, well, let me ping it. Into Thomas Manuel's apartment, basically,
Okay.
which where you've entered is untouched by the fire. But you can, as soon as you enter the building, you can smell smoke.
So once I'm in, I'm going to go find a chair and sit down. Y'all got to give me a minute. I need a breather. That was not fun.
Yeah, you settle down and catch your breath. It is, yeah, like I said, every breath you take is a bit of a struggle at this point. And the apartment that you're in, you were in here yesterday, it's like an apartment out of an IKEA catalogue or something, or like a hotel. Thomas Manuel doesn't have any pictures up or any of his artwork. It's all very pristine and with basic furniture. The only oddity being the bath in the entranceway.
It's like that in a few different apartments, isn't it? The bath.
All the apartments have a
clear
bath
view.
in a weird place,
Yeah.
which apparently is just quite common in New York.
I guess I poke my head
All
out
right.
of the room, have a little look, see if there's anyone else in this charred wreck. I'm assuming not.
There's no one else in this apartment.
Okay.
Um, the apartment's not touched by the fire, apart from a little bit in the entranceway where the door was busted open, so the fire's crept in a little bit into the sort of apartment foyer. But yeah, you can see through the door. The door itself has been like charred black.
Right.
I just like don't even look at my surroundings, just move straight out towards the hallway and heading up to the roof. I draw my
Follow.
gun. I just seem like I'm almost oblivious to y'all's like presence, and I'm totally one-track mind.
And
Mustache seems a little out of it.
As soon as Mustache draws his gun, Marble would be like, is that necessary?
we better go after him. Please help me up.
Ah. Okay.
Let's go after him.
Yeah. Yeah. We take off, I guess. A little slower,
Yeah.
maybe.
Macintosh, you force yourself to your feet and you follow Mustache, who leaves the apartment. Stepping out into the hallway, this is where most of the fire took place. The carpet that runs through the ground floor hallway is like completely turned to ash, and it seems to run down quite mainly on that, and then entered Abigail's apartment where they really took off. And there's the remains of the water and the foamy substance that they used to put out fires is like coating the floor. Mustache just kind of single track mind at this stage, so I'll say Marble and Macintosh, as you follow, I'll let you do an alertness. Actually, no, search. Both of you roll search.
Okey-doke.
Macintosh, you catch sight of among the sort of detritus that's on the floor around Abigail Wright's apartment, which is mostly sort of charred bits of what it's hard to identify. In the foam, there is a scrap of like butcher paper with it's like heavily waterlogged, and it seems to have been trod in. But you can see there's strange markings, which at a glance looks like a depiction of the floor plan of the McAllister building.
Okay, so I'm gonna point it out to Marble and look there in the suppressant foam. Grab that for me.
Oh. I pick it out delicately with a finger and thumb, as to not get any of it on my nice suit, and flick it out a bit, and pass it over.
Okay. I think I just made the token for this. So you see this, it just appeared on the board. This map, there seems to have been sketched roughly on like brown butcher paper. And yeah, it does have, it's roughly the same layout as the blueprints, and has some annotations on it.
This appears to be a crude drawing of the building layout. I wonder if this footprint is
says,
from one of the
even as-
firefighters or someone else.
Who knows? It even mentions the night floors, the parlor.
Yeah,
Strange.
roses and does it say butter?
Yeah, I think so.
Door on 712. Man with a brief.
Do we recognize the handwriting at all? I'm assuming not.
No.
Very interesting.
I'll be keeping my eye out for roses.
Yeah, that says the ground
And anything
floor,
else that might be
roses
on there.
and butter. I believe that would be in Abigail's apartment, if I'm looking at this correctly.
Yeah, that seems to be Abigail's bathroom. Oh no, no, it's
Did you
not the
guys?
bathroom. It's like a larder, I guess, because it's adjacent to the kitchen.
But we shouldn't dwell on this too much at the moment. Let's catch up to Mustache.
Yeah. We can go back for the roses and butter when needed. I also keep an eye out for any, I don't know, suspiciously tomahawk-looking items around. I'm assuming that's nowhere to be seen on our walk.
You don't see a tomahawk on the route that you're currently taking, but you remember throwing it up in the second
Oh,
floor
of course.
in Lewis Post's room. So
Yeah.
if it has been recovered, it should be in Lewis Post's bedroom.
Okay, cool.
So you go, well, Mustache, you lead the way and get ahead of them up these badly burnt stairs, and the boards as you're taking each step make an uncomfortable amount of creaking to the point like it sounds like it's something splintering. But once you reach the actual second floor proper, there's only light fire damage here from what you can tell. And you're beelining straight up to the roof?
Yeah, straight for the stairs.
Okay. So after you get through the burnt staircase and up past the second floor and up to the third, you go up to the roof access door. Are you making any kind of special movements in terms of like your gun or anything as you're getting to the roof access door?
I don't think so. I like expect the place to just be empty, but I know the night floors are there, and I'm at 34 of 93 sanity, so he's just like losing it.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you make it all the way to the roof access door. You push it open, and you come out to the early evening of New York City. The air is warm. It is still light out. It's sort of starting. The sky is kind of greying. You think it's going to be it's going to be dark in an hour or so. There's still glimmers of sunlight.
You would stay up on the roof and see what happens when the sun goes down.
Yeah, so you step out onto the roof. It's got that sort of like paint on sort of tar material that they put on flat roofs, and you see the edge of the gilding at the top of the McAllister building is it's like a little fence at the edge of the building. That's mocked up to look like it's like decorations on a castle rampart. Other than that, the roof itself, apart from like a ventilation box, is pretty empty. And shortly after, Marble and Macintosh catch up with you.
Of course, we walk through the door, and I'm breathing real heavy at that point.
Yeah.
Crisp air of New York City.
And I just stand in the doorway, holding the door frame.
There's nothing here.
I think not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Just wait. This is totally different at night.
Well, the sun does seem to be setting.
It is indeed.
Seems to have about an hour left. or two.
Well, it seems there's nothing to do but wait now.
I wonder
Well,
if it will form around us.
it's an interesting
Yeah.
thought. While we're waiting, I'm just gonna go and have a little look for something I may have lost. Be back in a moment. I nip down and try and find that tomahawk or the mirror or anything in that room, because I noticed that when the mirror was smashed, his attention was turned, so maybe it's some form of artifact. And I want to have a look at that room again if possible.
Yeah, makes sense. So you're going back down to the second floor, you go into Lewis Post's apartment. Looking around now, you can see that yeah, it doesn't seem like there's been any fire damage, but as you're pacing through the apartment, you just get a sense that the floor is pretty unsteady, like there's creaks that weren't there before.
Ah,
Who knows how much you need to be worried about that, but looking in the bedroom, everything's as it was when you threw the tomahawk. So yeah, it's there on the floor on the other side of his bed, at the foot of the frame of this standing mirror, the elaborate Baroque frame, which I'll show you again. This mirror. So now no more glass in it, that's all shattered to the floor.
right.
Last time you were in the heat of battle, so you didn't really take the time to properly appreciate it. But you would, with your art history, you'd say that this is like a Baroque style piece from the 1800s. Very
I just
valuable.
mumble. Ah, it's a shame. And I pick up the tomahawk. And I make my way back to the roof. For some reason, Marble's kind of fixated on this tomahawk. It kind of makes him feel like he has an element of power. So he pockets it.
Might be handy.
And that.
The tomahawk. Okay, this is a bit more specific, so roll your art history.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, so you'd say turn it around in your hands as you're heading back upstairs, and you recognise it as a Sioux pipe tomahawk. Yeah, from hundreds of years ago.
What was that word that you just said? What tomahawk? Sorry.
Sioux, S-I-O-X.
Cool. I'll walk up, get onto the roof and go, look guys, I finally have my own weapon, eh? I found this in one of the apartments. Looks antique.
Ah, very good. Never be too prepared for the weirdness we're about to uncover.
Yeah. Kind of looking forward to seeing them. Is that weird?
I'll also tell you that the mirror is either French or Swiss from the late 1800s.
Okay.
So the light is fading. Are you now sort of settling down and waiting for full sunset?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Okay. So you wait through to 7 o'clock, at which point it's kind of twilight. nothing seems to happen of note. It gets fully dark at 8 o'clock. But also, you just seem to be in a nighttime rooftop in New York City.
Mustache, like, hasn't looked at the skyline once. He's, like, staring at the door and isn't, like, holding his weapon at the ready or anything, but is holding it on edge and appears ready to use it if necessary.
Absolutely. Yeah, so the mood is very tense. There's probably not a lot of conversation that happens. It just slowly gets darker. Maybe someone lights a cigarette during the time. But yeah, everything's quite still, apart from the sound of New York. Nothing seems to change, and you're just staring at the roof access door back into the building.
So it's dark. What was supposed to happen?
Well, the last time we were here in the evening, when you got to the roof access door, it opened onto what the residents called the night floors. We didn't come out onto the roof.
Well, maybe if we go back inside and go back out.
That's what I was thinking. Since we're outside, maybe we won't see them, that we have to be inside and pass through the door.
Yeah.
Let's go. He goes back inside, and then without even waiting for them, I like open the door. I close it, open it.
Okay. So, Macintosh and Marble both make sanity checks.
Okie dokie. Hey.
Okay. So, Mustache opens the door from the outside, heads in, immediately turns and closes the door. And then, to Marble and Macintosh's eyes, the door then opens again on its own, and there's no one there. Mustache, you open the door, and yeah, you're greeted to the sight of the smoking lounge that you recognize from the previous expedition there. There's a fire roaring. There's Art Deco wallpaper all around, a drinking cabinet at a bar. Everything's as it was before. Mark Rourke, who you met before, isn't there at the moment, but you do see a sleeping Mastiff Hound that you recognise as the dog from the previous night, sleeping in the corner by the sleeping at the foot of the fire. Also on the bar, there's an open book laying on the bar, an ashtray with a cigarette on it, like still with smoke in it.
Rourke, where's the manager?
Rourke isn't there, sorry.
Oh, I thought you said he was the one.
No, sorry, he's not there this time.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is just where we saw him the previous time. So
This is where you
anyone in
saw
there?
him the previous time. Just the dog asleep.
The dog. We'll go over and bend down and pet the dog. Just kind of give him some attention and wait a few minutes and see if the other two show up behind me.
The dog starts to wake up and gives sort of like a happy kind of sound of getting pet.
No bullet wound.
No bullet wound. It does, when it wakes up though, after a couple of seconds, seem to recognize you, and then suddenly starts to growl, like cautiously.
It's okay. I'm sorry. It's gonna be okay. Calm down. Just petting him.
That seems to do the trick, and he does start to calm down. He's still he stops growling, but he's looking at you kind of warily, still lying down. And then sort of back on the rooftop, what are you doing? Marble and
Well, when the door opens and there's nobody there, I just look at Marble and like, that was bizarre. Come on, let's get going before Mustache gets too far ahead of us.
Agreed, that was bizarre, but no time to think about it now. And I like go underneath her arm and just kind of walk around to the front of the door and then close and open it.
you close and open it. Macintosh, you kind of expected this, so you've steeled yourself. But Marble, roll a sanity check.
Yeah.
They've told you all about this, of what to expect. It is striking. You keep yourself together. But yeah, one moment there's New York at night. You close the door, you open it again, and you're looking at this very cozy looking room. Everything has a sort of 1920s, 1930s vibe. It's a very grand looking smoking lounge. There's a bar in the corner. There's a fireplace. You can see Mustache is knelt down, stroking this mastiff hound. And there's a bookcase, a doorway to your left in the room, and a bunch of armchairs and things. There's also an open book on the bar, and an ashtray with like a cigarette and smoke on it, and a glass of brandy.
Okay. Macintosh, you see that Marble's eyes go wide and he goes, think of all the extra storage. Like, clearly attempting to deflect.
Yeah.
And then we walk in. You weren't lying. This is some strange stuff.
Yes, and let's do our best to all stay together. Last time we were here, I got separated from the others, and it just got even more bizarre with soldiers and puppets and people in hazmat suits and gas masks. Yeah, I don't want to go through that again by myself.
Well, that doesn't sound very fun, and if I can avoid it, or face it with someone else, then I will, so I agree. I don't think we should get too separated here. Mustache, I see you found a dog. And I walk
Wait, can
over
he
and-
see the dog?
Oh, that's a good point. All three of you can see this dog. Macintosh, you will not have
So-
seen this dog before. It was invisible to you previously.
Didn't I hear
It's,
it growling though?
It is as described. Yeah, you heard it when you shot at it before. And as the conversation happens between Marble and Mustache, the dog notices the two of you at the door, and then suddenly like jumps to its feet, and it's up on its haunches, like, and starts barking really furiously at Macintosh.
And I'm gonna hold my hands up. Whoa,
Hey,
it's
hey.
okay. And really not knowing what to do, I just stand there and talking, trying to be reassuring to this dog that I'm not here to mean harm.
You
That
could try a
search my
persuade
pockets.
test,
Have I got any
or
form
actually
of,
just
like, food?
roll your charisma stat times 5. Because you're not really trying to use rhetoric on this dog.
You can see the dog, Marble?
Yeah, it's a beautiful dog.
Huh.
Why? Was it invisible
How are
at
you
some
feeling?
point?
It stops barking at Macintosh as she's making non-threatening gestures. But yeah, it still sort of growls for a while.
Yeah, like I said, they're speaking to each other about being able to see the dog. And I look at Marvel. Yeah, see, things were weird last time. I heard a dog barking, but I saw no dog. I'm assuming this is the dog. And we may also have shot at it.
Like, you shot at a
Like
dog.
I said, we couldn't see it.
guess that's understandable. Yes, I can see and hear the dog. Seems like a normal dog to me. Have I got anything in my pockets that could be like, I don't know, a bit of a sandwich or anything that I could give it as a treat?
Roll a luck test. Yeah, sure. You've got whatever you want, a bit of a sandwich, some
Yeah,
bologna in
some-
it or something.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
just- Cool. I hand a bit of that to the dog, and
It seems to
I don't know.
stop its growling and yeah, it eagerly eats up the bit of meat and licks your hand and gives you a very loving smile. Well, not smile, but look.
God, the way to anything's hard. Food.
Absolutely. I've always found it's good to bribe before you need to.
Alright, so now that we're...
And Marble, you'll recognise this dog as the same dog from the photographs that you saw in the basement. The one that's from the 50s.
Oh. Oh, I know this dog.
Wait, you know this dog?
It's... Oh, well, yes, not personally, but it was on these photos from the basement when we went on a little excursion. Do you know that photo that vanished and more weird stuff down there? Well, this was the dog from the 1950s, I think.
Actually, the note on the photo of the dog that you saw said Christmas 47. But close enough.
This is an old dog, older than me.
See, I told you things here were weird.
So the decoration in this room is 1920s-esque. The dog's from 1947. Is there anything else around here that's from a different
Well,
time
like I
period?
said, those soldiers
Right.
I encountered the last time, what, I remember I got their IDs and the IDs expired in the 50s. So they were had to be from the 40s, 50s. There's about. But I never caught up to the
Yeah.
actual soldiers. That when I finally caught up to them, they were marionette puppets.
Sounds par for the course at this point. Look,
Everything in the
next
room
steps?
is 1920s style. To your art history speciality, you can date most of them. It's all sort of Art Deco with those kind of arc shapes that were in everything, and like abstract floral patterns.
Yeah.
Do you give it like a cursory look around the room
Yeah.
as you're sort of examining things around?
For sure.
The book that's on the countertop has some lewd photos in it.
Golly.
Black and white photos of people in lewd states, and yeah, it seems to be 1920s, 1930s pornography. Taking a cursory flick through it, roll an intelligence times 5.
Okey-doke. 50 floors of grey.
Yes.
There we go. There you are.
Okay. So yeah, it shows it's a hardcover book containing many antique pornographic photos. All of the participants in these photos are wearing masks, and some of them are staged in elaborate costume tableaus. But the thing that strikes you most is that there's one photo as you flick through of an orgy, and
Right.
in the center of the photo, her mask having slipped off, you could swear that the sort of woman in a maybe late 30s, mid 40s, something in that area.
Hmm.
You think that looks like your nan?
No. No.
So please roll a sanity check.
Oh no.
Marbles, don't pick anything up. Don't look at anything. Don't touch anything.
No.
None of it's
too
real.
late.
You can't believe
Oh.
any of this.
Oh, this is too much for my prudish English mind. I pass the book off to someone, and I pull the photo of my nan that I keep in my wallet. Does she look familiar to you?
It's not real, Marble.
But it's...
Yeah, there
I
is a
just
resemblance
see-
between the sweet old lady in the photo and the young woman in the center of this orgy.
Marble, stop. Don't think about it. It's not real. It's not her. This place is playing tricks on our minds. We were just standing on a rooftop 5 minutes ago. Think about it.
yeah,
All
yeah,
fake.
yeah, but I still can't get the image of my nan's, out of my mind. Okay, okay.
Come on. Let's go talk to the night manager. Let's go.
I just want to stroke the dog for a second. Just stroke the dog. Okay.
The dog's name
Dog is
again?
more than happy for
Okay.
you to stroke. Abraham.
Abraham. Abraham, come on.
And
Let's
in fact, he
come
has a
with us.
collar with
Let's
that
take him
on
with
his
us.
collar as well.
Yeah, let's take Abe. Oh. Where's this night manager then? I've got some words to have with him.
Now you recall from the previous excursions that Thomas Manuel pointed out the night manager's apartment. It was like just down the corridor from this smoking lounge.
Hey, Mustache, let's try to stay together. Please don't run off without us. Best we all stick together this time.
So are you leaving the room and heading for where you were told about the
go.
night manager?
Yeah, we know which. We passed his door the first time we were in here, so I go straight to it and start banging on it.
Okay, so you head out of the smoking lounge. First thing you notice as you open the door to the corridor ahead is it's mostly the same corridor, as in the doors and things are in the same place, but the wallpaper and the light fittings have changed. Last time it was kind of a more 40s, 50s aesthetic perhaps, and this time it's more matching the smoking lounge. It's sort of Art Deco 20s, and all the patterns and things have changed. Also, as you head down the corridor, there was, the last time you were here, an alcove. I think I described it as an alcove next to like the doors of an elevator or something, and that's where you saw a man who identified himself as Agent Vega get dragged into the floor through like a hole that appeared as he was strapped to a gurney. That whole alcove is just not here this time. It's just a straight corridor. But up ahead, you can still see the staircase that had the photographs on that Macintosh you saw more recently in your dream when you were passing in and out of consciousness in the ambulance. And just before the foot of the stairs, there's like a turning to the right. And that's where you were told the night manager's apartment was.
So,
And as you head...
I was going to say, I see that photo and I stop. I saw this in my dream. I'm assuming it was the one with the bottles and then my name on the empty one. Right?
Yeah, so the photos are on the wall, heading up a staircase. So you can see maybe the first three, and from your dream, the photo with your bottle was the topmost one. But it's like a staircase that goes up, and then it turns to the right, and it goes up a bit more, and then it turns to the right, and goes up a bit more. And it sort of had, I think, like 4 turns before it reached the next floor.
So yeah, as we go up the stairs, I mentioned I saw these photos in my dream.
Well, before you go up the stairs, because that leads further up into the night floors. So you reach the foot of the stairs. Looking to your right, there's a shorter corridor with just one door at the end. And the door, it's got a little tag on it that says Night Manager.
Ugh,
I guess this is where we should go. What were you saying then about your dream? Did
I
you see
saw
something
these
there?
photos here in the stairs of the people in the bottles, and the very last photo in my dream, there was just the bottle, but my name was on it.
I saw a bottle as well in the photo. I think I took a photo, and as it was developing, I saw a bottle in the photo. Is that right?
Yes, that was. Yeah, so that was when you took a Polaroid photo of Thomas Manuel's My Great Work, the seemingly
Yes.
blank canvas, and then whilst it was developing, it looked like a pencil drawing of a bottle was superimposed on the canvas. You can see the first of the 3 photos that Macintosh is describing, and they've got little plaques underneath that read A. Darabondi, E. Lozette, and J. Lins. Now, the name A. Darabondi will ring a bell, and you can see the same person that you saw in the books that you researched. So it's this man, very stern-looking, sort of pencil-moustached, dapper gentleman with glasses. But this time he's holding a bottle. That's on the first one, and then E. Lozette, you can see this man.
Are they different bottles in different photos?
Yeah, they're all different sized and shaped bottles.
Right.
Like one sort of a bit more like a wine bottle, another one's like a milk bottle, another one's like a perfume bottle. They're all very different. So this is the second photo of the stairs, E. Lozette. And then the third one is J. Lins, who is this man.
Yes. Very bizarre thing going on here, but first, the manager. We really need to talk to him.
Agreed. And keep an eye out for bottles along the way, I guess.
So
I think we're going to the
to the room
Night
that says
Manager.
Night Manager.
Yeah, you approach the door.
He was the one that told me I was wearing somebody else's skin, right?
No, that was Mark Rourke, who mentioned something about the Night Manager, but it's not him.
Yeah, Mustache is just banging on the door, gun in hand.
So you start banging on the door loudly, and just a second or two later, you can hear a voice on the other side of the door, clearly a very old man going, "Oh, I'm coming! Wait, just one moment, I'm coming to the... oh, goodness." And then, just a couple more seconds later, the door opens, and a very sort of old and confused looking, sort of Einstein-esque man opens the door. It's this man. Hello.
Sir, are you the manager of these floors?
Yes, I am the night manager.
Put my gun into his chest and grab him by the scruff of the collar and push him
Ugh.
back into his apartment and go
Oh,
inside.
mustache,
Yeah, you push
calm
him in.
down.
What are you doing?
Tell us what the hell is going on. What is this place?
What is going on where? Oh, it's the McAllister building.
What year is
Mustache
it?
cop.
What year?
Tell me.
It's 95. What is this?
Why do these floors only appear at night? What is this place?
Oh, it's something the superintendent fixed up.
Oh,
Who's the superintendent?
He's what? What do you mean?
Can we talk to them?
No, I handle the affairs of the building. The super does not take meetings.
well, you're gonna introduce us to him. Where is he?
Oh no, he's not going to take a visitor. I'm
Look,
sure I can
look,
I
you
can
have
answer your questions.
You have a gun in your face. Are you really going to ignore this man? I don't condone my colleague's actions, but I can understand why he's doing them. So how about you just come clean and tell us exactly where the superintendent is, or set up a meeting? Yes?
That's not something I can do.
What do you mean?
It cannot be done.
Look, I just saw a compromising photo of my grandmother. I need to complain to someone about this.
Everyone in the albums did so entirely consensually. That is between you and your grandmother.
I'm not asking for your opinion. I'm asking for a meeting.
It cannot be done.
Well, then I can't help you with my colleague's actions.
Please stop pointing a gun at me. You can't quite place his accent. It sounds sort of vaguely European, maybe Russian. It's odd.
Macintosh, we need your help. I don't know what to do. Mustache, don't shoot him. We might need him.
Why are people disappearing in this place? Where did they go?
Disappearing? What do you mean?
Abigail Wright,
Oh,
the
she...
salesmen. Where are they?
They're in the apartment 6A. And he says whatever apartment I said. I think it's 6A.
I think it was 6. I think it was 6B. We got there. It wasn't, but it wasn't there, right?
No, you
Just the-
went
the
to
painting.
somewhere where it should have been and you found a painting.
Yeah. So I'll yell at him. There's no door there. There's no apartment there.
That must be how they like it.
What the hell does that mean?
With guests like you, why would you want guests?
Bit snippy from someone with a gun in their face.
Sorry, don't shoot.
Mustache, why don't we take it down a notch? How about you put away your gun for a moment? I don't think this gentleman here is any threat at the moment.
I'll kind of begrudgingly lower it away from him.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks palpably relieved.
What's your name?
I am Henry de Calvados Castaigne.
Henry. Lovely to meet you. Where are you from, Henry?
I am from Carcosa.
Of course. Of course, Carcosa. So, do you know where you are?
Yes,
You're
the
in
McAllister building.
yes?
Yes, New York City, United
When's the last
States
time
of
you-
America.
When did you last leave the McAllister building?
What kind of question is that?
A question that requires an answer, please.
Oh, it's been recently.
Hmm.
I don't like to get out much. The streets are not so safe these days. After what happened to Bush.
Sure. Would you mind if I searched your pockets?
What? Do I have much of a choice? Are you police
Yes,
officers?
yes, we are FBI. And I'm gonna dig in my pocket and pull out my credentials just to kind of put them at ease some that we are.
He doesn't look very put at ease, but he does
Yes.
comply.
Sorry, we're so on edge. You have to understand strange things going on here, and we're trying to find a missing woman.
Yeah, he empties out his pockets, and he just has some coins and. No, I mean he's at home, so yeah, a couple of coins, but nothing else. He's wearing quite old-looking clothing. Looks like it would have once been quite expensive, but it's quite well worn. Late 19th century. To Marble's eyes.
Right.
The apartment itself is it's quite cluttered. It's definitely sort of like an old man's apartment. There's lots of old newspapers in stacks in various parts of the room, like in different corners, and there are old black and white photographs, seemingly of like a war zone on the walls, as well as some newspaper clippings, which catch your eyes. One of them, the headline is "Government Lethal Chamber opens in New York City. Inauguration met with anticipation and applause."
What's
And
the
another one
date on
says,
that one? Is there a date there?
let's see, I can show you the things. April 13th, 1920.
So I'm gonna go over to the
And another one.
military looking photos and see if I can recognize anybody in the photos as to being maybe those two men I encountered previously.
Yeah, you can take a look at those. I've got them somewhere. Here we go. I'll make his folder accessible to you as well. Yeah, so there's a series of old photos. They seem to have handwritten annotations on each of them. One of them says "Downtown Tulips," another one says "Sovereign Carriage." They don't seem to relate to the contents of the picture at all. You don't recognize any of the faces in the photos? There's some of my family there. There's mother. There's my aunt. There's Christian. There's various people from my past.
And I nod. And it's always nice to have photos of the family.
Yes, I
The
suppose.
photos actually aren't loading for me.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Don't know why that is necessarily, but yeah, they're just showing ruined buildings. They're black and white with like sepia tones. And there's one of like a crowd of people standing over the wreckage of a building. You see these newspaper clippings?
I can see the note. Can't see any images.
either of those articles
No.
appear on screen? Oh,
No,
okay.
they are just look like broken PDFs.
Might be something about this file. I'll have to deal with that for next time. But yeah, so as you're sort of examining his belongings, anyone who's
Ah,
doing so can roll history with a
there
plus
we go.
20% bonus.
Okay.
Okay.
So who's rolling the history?
Anyone who's examining the belongings on the wall in the
Okay, so
newspaper clippings.
history plus 20.
Yeah.
How do you do the pluses again?
I think if you
Mm-hmm.
right-click the skill, it'll give you a submenu, and then there's a checkbox.
That doesn't seem to. Ah, there we are.
Yeah.
Said history.
Yeah. Okay, so Macintosh, of these articles that you've scanned, neither of which seem to relate to historic events that you recognize at all. This, as you read it, the article about a lethal chamber opening in New York City, you're not sure what a lethal chamber is, and it's talking about like some big event that happened in Washington Square Park, back in the 20s, of like the mayor of New York appearing to open this lethal chamber, and it seems to be about like voluntary suicide. It's a really unsettling article to read. And the other one about the Russo-Germanic Pact crumbling and Vienna being liberated. There's never been a Russo-Germanic Pact, and it seems to describe the events of like an alternate World War One, maybe, where Germany and Russia had an alliance fighting forces that are referred to as the Black Wind, and you're not aware of any army known as the Black Wind.
Mr. Henry, may I ask about these clippings? I do not recall these events.
The young, they do not pay attention these days. A great many people died. So many, and yet you cannot remember.
No, like I don't think these
Yes, you'll have to
happened.
forgive me. My understanding of...
I lived through these things.
Hmm.
Hmm,
Well, I have no
me
recollection of them ever
either.
happening.
I've never heard of this. Lethal chambers and a right to die act here in New York.
Macintosh, you can
images
also
are
roll an
working.
intelligence check.
Oh, that's...
Images are working
Yeah, they
for me now,
finally
by the way.
loaded for me as well.
Oh, cool. Nice. Okay, yeah, nothing additional occurs to you.
Hmm.
Well, so be it if you do not remember. I don't like to discuss the old days anyway.
Look, Henry, you've been about as useful as a chocolate teapot. Please, give us something that we can work with.
What do you want to know?
Something else that you seem to downplay the strange oddities that happen on this floor.
What
You
kind of
all just seem to be
oddities?
oblivious. Well, according to my colleagues here, there's been quite a few oddities. Like the fact that this bloody floor exists.
Everything is to code. I know there was a fire today, but
You know there was a fire today.
yes, Roger told me.
Hmm.
Is this what
Who's
this is about?
Roger?
Roger Caroon, the author.
Wait. Is Roger dead?
I
The
saw
author.
him just now. And you saw him this afternoon.
Right, okay, he's not
And
dead.
he, when Mustache tried to get him to leave the building, he pushed past him and fled up into the building.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to the roof, didn't he?
Seems to.
When did he get here? Henry?
I saw him maybe half an hour ago.
Hmm. We were sat on the roof half an hour
How the
ago.
hell did Roger get here if these floors aren't here until the evening?
Exactly. Do you usually get your information from Roger, Henry?
No, I keep in touch with all of my tenants.
And Roger's got an apartment up here as well.
No, he has friends.
Where are his friends?
Elsewhere in the building. He
And
might have gone...
whereabouts is that?
Well, it depends on which friend. He might have gone to speak to Linz or Fitzroy.
Would you be able to take us to these apartments?
Roll a persuade.
It's my jam. Oh,
Of course, but no more guns, okay?
well, I can only promise that I won't point a gun at you. Well, lead the way.
Okay. And he sort of ushers you out of his apartment, looking very nervous.
You think it's worth investigating, guys? This guy, we almost got him back on the normal floors, let alone up here. Let's
Indeed.
see what he has to say.
Maybe if we have someone lead us to these apartments, they won't, say, disappear or not be there like when we were looking for Abigail in 6B.
Hopefully. Especially if he's the night manager and he knows his way around this place. It
Yes.
makes sense to keep him close. And Mustache, are you okay with the no guns policy?
I'll holster it.
Thank
Let's
you.
just see what we can find out, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you'll get a chance to use it. Hopefully not.
Please, Mr. Henry, lead the way.
Yes. And once he sort of led you out of the apartment, he locks his apartment behind him. And am I taking you to Linz or Fitzroy?
Whichever one is closer first.
Okay. And he starts shuffling down the corridor towards the foot of the staircase with the bottles.
So when we get to the staircase, real quick, Mr. Henry, can you tell me about these photos? What's with these people in the
They're all,
bottles?
all various tenants throughout the years. I have not crossed paths with all of them.
Interesting thing. I've never seen apartments hang their photos of tenants on the wall. Interesting.
Oh yes. Well, we do care for our tenants.
Is there a significance to the bottles, though?
Oh yes, yes, yes. Now come now, I will take you to Lynn's. And he begins heading up the stairway. And yeah, you pass by the photographs of Vesa Bondi, E. Lisette, and Jay Lynn's. Supposedly, this might be the person that you're heading to. And then you take a right turn and head up another set of stairs. And there are further photos of people holding bottles. First one is E. Mosby. And if pictures are working again, it's this man.
Yep.
Cool. Again, very blank expression, holding a bottle, looking straight at the camera. And then there's a picture of a woman. The plaque underneath reads D. Carver. There's this lady. And then, interestingly, there is another picture of a name that Macintosh will recognise, G. Topchick. So this would be the man whose name was written on the medical file at the foot of your bed. Is this man?
Right, when I see that, I'm just going to mention it. This is the guy who's...
And his foot is also black.
This is the guy. His name was on that medical record that was on my bed at the hospital.
I should have that record in a bag or in your bag,
Yeah,
Macintosh,
I'd
maybe?
ask you to grab it and stuff it in my bag before leaving.
Yeah.
But
There was another name on there as well, like the.
yeah, it
I
was
think
a
the
doctor.
attending physician had a bit of a strange
Oh,
name.
something friend. I can't think of the first name at the...
Yeah,
Maxime. Could be.
Maximo or something.
Yes, he'll be around here somewhere.
Oh, Maximo Friend is around here.
Yes, I expect so.
Actually, Henry, just while I have you, Leland Fuller, is that a name you recognise?
Yes, I think he was a tenant at one stage.
That was the guy that was dying in the lobby, for lack of a better word. He used to live here, but he checked out. More ways than one.
Well, no. I can't
What do you mean,
remember.
no?
I don't know him very well. A man from Philadelphia, I think. Some manner of law man. So many
You have many.
faces, they pass through here.
Well, onto the apartment, I guess.
Yes. He keeps on going, there's another set of stairs. You pass by a photograph of H. Lundeen, and Marble and Mustache, you recognise one of the figures from the photographs that you found in the basement. You also recognise the name from the blueprints and the sort of city planning documents as the original owner of the building, of the McAllister building.
That was before he sold it to an investment firm, right? He then sold it on to someone else.
You know that the building was sold to the next, an investment firm. You're not sure if he was the one that orchestrated the sale.
Right. Where have we just seen him? Sorry, I was a bit lost then.
You saw his photograph in the basement along with the photos of the dog.
Yeah.
He was one of the people in the family in the sort of 1950s, and you saw a bunch of family photographs of him, his wife, and son, and the family dog. And his name also appears on the city planning documents for the McAllister building as having commissioned Asa Darabonte to construct the building in the first place.
Okay. So not a very nice man, possibly. Unless he didn't know about Darabonte's awfulness.
Mm.
And then the last photo before the corridor continues sort of back on yourself, a floor up, is just a photo of a bottle, a ominous looking black bottle, and a little plaque underneath that reads J. Duke Palmer.
And seeing that, see, this is almost like my dream, but like I said, the plaque underneath was my name instead.
Well, Mobble's face goes white.
And can you also roll a sanity check, please, Mobile?
That's my name. No.
Okay. Yeah.
What do I take off my sanity?
You don't take anything off.
Okay.
But yeah, your face still goes white. You recognize your own name. Everything just feels very surreal.
Does this look like the bottle that I got a glimmer of on the photo in the basement?
No, it's a different shape.
Different bottle. I make a sketch of this bottle.
Every single bottle you've appeared. Actually, Tulsal, just before you go, this might be a good place to take our
Okay.
mid-session break because we're 2 hours in. Cool.
Yeah, I could do with nipping to the loo.
Yeah, sounds good. Shall we
Sounds good.
come back in 10?
Works for me.
Nice. See you soon.
Cool.
See you soon.
Cheers.
And we're recording.
Awesome. Yeah, so we return top of the staircase at the last photograph of a solitary bottle that says J. Duke Palmer, which disconcerts Marble, for that is his real name. Not that his
Yeah.
colleagues currently know that.
I will mention it. McAllister, you said that used to have your name on it? It's got mine on it now.
And I just look at him. See, I told you this place is weird.
Yeah.
You're a duke. And you see Henry sort of frowns at you like, taking stock of you.
I'm not a duke. It's just in the name.
I
There
see.
may be some
Okay.
duke heritage happening in the past, but
Do you
might
know
as well
much
say-
about your lineage?
I know it about as far back as the 16th century, but nothing further than that.
Which duke?
Duke, I can't remember his name. I think it was Duke Islington of West Yorkshire,
England.
of course.
Okay. I thought you might have been related to an American duke. That's all.
Which one?
Never mind. Never mind. I will take you to Linz.
Just picking your brains. An American duke. What do you mean?
A duke, you know, someone who reigns over a duchy.
Yes. In America.
And he sort of again sort of frowns at you, like not liking this line of questioning.
The famous American royal family.
What of them?
Oh. This place is weird. This place is weird.
That's the
James
understatement.
just start.
Hmm.
Yeah. He starts to just jot down in his journal everything that's weird about these floors. Kind of gets his nose deep in his journal.
So he leads you down another corridor. Different set of decor. This looks sort of late Victorian. It's actually lit by like little gas lamps with like tulip-shaped bulbs around them, and the wallpaper itself is fairly bland, but nice. And he led down this long straight corridor with doors on either side, and Henry is just sort of muttering to himself as he leads you through, and suddenly you will hear sort of like a click of a door opening behind you.
Spin around.
Out from a door, you suddenly hear the tinkling of a music box. A door slowly and creepily creaks open, and is then pushed open by, for a second, what you think is a child, but then a second later you realize it's some kind of machine. It's like a golden sort of cherub style like clockwork facsimile of a child on like 6 wheels, and it's with like ticking noise, rolls into the corridor, and then sort of mechanically turns and then rolls towards you.
What?
About the height of
What?
like a 5-year-old.
Henry?
Oh, what's...
What is that?
Oh. I don't know. What are
You
you?
don't know, Henry.
I don't know everything.
You should. It's your job to know everything. Hello, small child?
This thing rolls right up to your feet, Marble, and then
Okay.
with it, a higher pitch clicking noise, it opens its jaw, and like its mouth properly sort of detaches, and then printing out through its mouth is an envelope.
What the actual hell?
What's going on? I take the envelope, I guess. Wait for it to stop printing.
Yeah, it only takes a couple of seconds. It prints out from, it's like it was holding this envelope in its
Oh.
mouth, in it like a
Okay.
compartment, and it's like it's feeding out from like an old style typewriter. It's
Yeah.
dispensed it to you, and It's a simple grey envelope with some writing on the front. Here's the envelope. Too many buttons for this. There we go. So it reads, Ian Frederick de Craig, prisoner 125101.
And it's an envelope.
It is, yes.
I turn and say, well, I'm not Ian Frederick. However, I'm going to open this.
The thing is just still at your feet.
Okay. I open it.
You open up the envelope,
I do.
and within there is a very fancy, to your eyes, 1920s style stationery Art Deco decoration. And it seems to be some kind of invitation. It says, join us at the palace, a masquerade to celebrate the new king. Come to dine, come to dance, come.
The new king, eh? Little creature, where is the palace?
And it's just sat there still with its mouth open.
Is there anything I can tell about this thing? The child robot?
Artistically, you can roll an art history.
Art history. No.
You're not sure. Of this thing, you don't know anything about machinery. It looks like it's very old, but you don't think anything. I don't know, pre-60s, 50s. You're not sure when the start of like simple moving things would be, but yeah, it looks like it's pre-1930s, pre-1920s even. You're not sure how it's moving.
Strange.
It's fancy looking. It's like
date.
all the not panels, all the frame of it done up like a child. It's like gold plated.
Nice. This is a very valuable robot child. It's a sentence I never thought I'd say. So the thing with this is, what's that play? What's in that play? It talks about a king getting... Does it mention a king? Macintosh, you're the one that's been thinking about that play, correct?
Yes, but what was it? It was called The King in Yellow. And there was the guest, what was he called? The Phantom of Truth.
Okay.
And everybody was wearing masks, but he said he wasn't. And then it was the end of the world.
That ended the world.
But why would
Makes me think
anybody
this is
send an
related.
invitation to a party to a prisoner? Surely no one's going to let a prisoner out to go to a party.
It's a very good point. Who knows? I know this might be nothing. However, the invitation itself is perfectly symmetrical, apart from one little bit in the center on the right-hand side. It's not got that little lip in it. Not sure if that means anything, but something my eyes caught.
Your best guess on that is it's like a slight imprint of it being in the mouth of this clockwork thing. Maybe it pressed into it slightly.
Got you. Well, the king in yellow, that could be meaning like gold king, and we have a gold robot child in front of us. I feel like there's a connection there.
As good of a theory as
Henry,
any.
what was that, sorry?
Oh, it's just as good of a theory as anything we have at this point.
Yeah. Pick one
Can
of
you all
100.
please roll sanity checks, please?
You asked so nicely.
I love you.
Oh.
Mustache, you able to make rolls at the moment? Or are you away from keyboard?
Sanity.
Yeah. So you're having this discussion back and forth about the envelope and the king in yellow and the play, and midway through the conversation, one of you realizes that the Clockwork Child is just no longer there at all. It seems to have disappeared. The thing is that it was at like hip height, and you was just looking at each other back and forth as you were discussing it, and then you look back down, it's just completely gone.
And we heard it coming up to us in the first place, right?
You heard it approach you in the first place. It made a noise. It's like a constant sort of tick, tick, tick noise as it approached you, and the sound of the wheels whirring.
Right.
But no noise. It's just no longer there. And this doesn't freak you out, any of you out, particularly. You find it unsettling, but continuing your time that you spent here, this sort of dreamlike sense of the whole atmosphere seeps in a bit further.
Mm.
Not again. I can't handle this anymore. I need to get
Yeah,
out of here.
so eager to get
It's
here, now
okay.
so eager to leave. We have to figure this out, or we'll just keep having to come back.
I can take you back out if you want.
Not yet, Henry.
Okay.
Let's find
Mustache.
Roger. Back to finding
Yes.
Roger.
I don't know where
Let's-
Roger is, but he might be with his friends, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Where is that room then?
No, it's not far,
Great.
So, he leads you to the end of like a T-junction. So takes a right, and then you go through another corridor. There's an occasional alcove with like a pedestal with a vase on. Quite tasteful floral patterns on each. He opens a seemingly random room door that says like 12 on it. Opens it up into another corridor. Walks in like that's just not completely normal. You walk through this other corridor. Different, still old-timey, but this time 1930s decor. All the wallpaper and patterns and coloration has changed. Now it's all green. And you're led through there. He makes another, like 2 more random sort of turns into innocuous rooms. You go through some more corridors. And then, you reach, looks like, a hotel room door. It has, let me just double check if it doesn't have a specific number on it. No, so it just says 42 on the room door, and Henry Costain heads up to it, or like shuffles up to it, and raps on the door very, very weakly. Mr. Linz, are you in? We have guests. And there's no reply.
Where else would Mr. Linz be?
Oh, I don't know his schedule. He spends so much time writing in his room, though.
How long has it been since you've seen Mr. Lenz? Are you sure he's okay?
Oh, yeah, well, people tell me that he hangs around with a bad sort, so I can never be too sure. Mobsters, you know.
He's with the mob.
Well, that is the word on the street, as it were. I think he just fell in with a bad crowd.
Well, he doesn't seem to be present.
I have the master key. Maybe we could take a look and make sure he's all right.
Ah, yes,
Great
I
idea.
was about to suggest the same. Let's just take a quick peek.
There's no breaking or entering as well. So
So he takes out his keys, and there's only like 5 keys on the keyring. This building has thousands of rooms with different keys, like keyhole sizes. It's a bit baffling. Unlocks the room door, opens it, and yeah, looking in, it appears to be a hotel room in a sort of quite a messy state. The room and the bed is covered in sweat-stained clothes. All looks to be in sort of 1930s vintage style. There's a bunch of empty bottles on the floor, and it reeks of old smoke and alcohol. On the bed, there's a small suitcase which is thrown open.
what's in the suitcase?
You enter into the room, you approach the suitcase. Because of your art history background, you recognize this is an Oswald Traveller suitcase.
Oh, right.
It's green and it has the initials JCL on the lock plate. And in the suitcase is a typewriter. It's a battered portable 1929 Remington Romette.
Wow, would you look at that?
Well,
There's also a bunch of scattered pages about. And in the corner of the room now that you've entered, you can see that there's a phonograph with a record on it.
is it worth playing the record?
Well, as you look to the record player and mention that, the arm lowers down onto the record and begins playing of its own accord. Can you please all roll sanity?
Oh, apologies.
So, as if in a dream, you watch this happen and you know that it's unusual, but you can't quite find the words to describe exactly what you're feeling in this particular moment. Also need one from Mustache. But this song begins to play. Yeah, so that plays through to the end of the song. It's just a single song, and it continues playing. It starts again and continues playing the same song.
Can I look at the others? Anybody kind of find it odd that that song was what happened to Abby, and we happen to be looking for Abby?
Very much. Yeah.
I think Marble, so you're the one that sort of approached or was closest to the phonograph. You see
Yes.
that the record that's spinning, you can read it, it's spinning quite slowly. It reads Whatever Happened to Abby by Phil Hart and the Heartheps, 1928.
Is this a song I would recognize?
No, do not recognize this song.
And is Phil Hart a name that we know?
Roll art history.
Okey-dokey.
Something like the most powerful skill at this point. The name does not ring a bell. Mustache, can you also make a sanity check for the weird song? Okay. Somehow you're okay.
Just about. Henry,
Oh yes.
have you heard that song before?
I'm not much of a music person.
Thought you'd say that.
Has everyone entered the room at this point?
Yeah, I'm positively in the room.
Yeah, I am.
Mustache, have you gone in?
Yeah, he's just kind of like warily following around and is unfazed by more weirdness.
Okay. And then a short time after you're in the room looking around, Henry from the corridor calls out to Marble. I have my eye on you. You'll never sit on the American throne. It belongs to me. And he then slams the door shut.
What?
What the hell was that?
Henry, you chocolate teapot! What are you doing? I'm knocking on the door.
There's no sound coming from beyond the door.
Damn you, Henry. I knew we couldn't trust him. What the hell was he going on about the American throne? That's not a thing we have here, right? Right?
No.
He says, the door's locked, like we can't get out.
No, it's not unlocked. But you open it and there's no one there.
Damn you, Henry. What was the name of the other person that he said, what's his name, could be at? He said he could either be in this apartment or in another one, right?
Yeah, he said Fitzroy. Can I also get a sanity check from Marble? Because I think the other two have seen this happen before.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, you're just taking things in your stride with the supernatural at this point.
I think I'm just honed into hating Henry. That's all it is. It's just he's found a source that he can put all of his anger on.
Someone's got quite high forensics, haven't they? Is it Mustache? Let's see.
I'm pretty good at forensics.
You're decent 31 there, and Macintosh. No, okay, yeah. Mustache, your forensics is good enough. You were midway through vaguely examining the things that they found. You know that the typewriter in the suitcase examining the roller on it, the same typeface it must be the same typewriter or same brand of typewriter that wrote the segments of the either transcript or play or whatever it was that you found
Mhm.
throughout the building. The ones that had you named.
I like walk over to it, see if there's anything half written in it. Is anything papers lying around that have been typed up?
And you have papers, but they're all blank.
Mm.
There's no actual writing that you find.
I want
Thing
to
odd
sit
that notice-
down and put a piece. Oh, what do you say?
Another thing odd that you in particular would notice is the phonograph that was playing. You're pretty sure it's the same phonograph that you saw the clown dancing next to in Washington Square Park that the other two didn't really see.
Sure. I'm gonna sit down at the typewriter, put a piece of paper in, and start typing in the same kind of transcript format.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna describe the three of us approaching apartment 6B and finding a door behind the painting. And then I want to like type it all up, enter, and tear it off.
Okay,
Pass
interesting.
it, pass it to Marble. Be like, here, read this out loud.
I do. I read it out loud.
Yeah, you read exactly what Mustache has typed up about you heading through the night floors and finding the right apartment and the doorway
I don't know
behind
why
the
this is relevant, but I trust your previous knowledge.
I don't know if anything is relevant in this place.
It's a good point.
I'll also hand it to Macintosh and have her read it, and then I'll take it and I'll read it, just verbatim, repeating each other, and then look at you both. And so we're all in agreement. This is exactly what's happened, right?
Uh, yeah, sure. And I'm kind of puzzled as to what he's getting at, but I maybe understand. I'm trying to follow his line of thinking here.
I'm doing the same. Just kind of not really fully believing it, but saying yes, yeah. Not sure if this is either a man going mad in front of me or a genuine attempt.
Yeah. Then we'll go Abigail's apartment again, I guess, or else it's
Okay.
Salesman's apartment.
I would like you to roll a sanity check, please.
All of us.
Just Mustache.
Oh,
Okay. Mustache, would you... I mean, at this stage, I will tell you, would you like to spend a willpower point to resist sanity damage? To represent this place making you weary?
I don't think so. No,
Don't take a
fully
sanity...
giving in.
No worries. Don't reduce it just yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go back out into the corridor. It is, as it was before, minus Henry de Calvados Castain. And you start trying to sort of, in your sort of internal navigation system, trying to make your way back to where you found the painting of the lake. You think you find the right staircase as you headed up a few floors trying to get to the 6th floor. So you lead your friends up there. With each floor that you go up, the decor is changing in kind of subtle ways. Then, as you're leading down another of these seemingly endless hotel corridors, you come to one where there's like a T-junction at the end, and then a very dapper-looking man appears into the corridor from the T-junction and then starts heading in your direction. He's very slender. He's got like a very finely trimmed moustache. I think I might have had shot of him. But he is, either way, he's carrying a silver tray with what seems to be like green gelatin snacks on. That you don't quite recognise what they are just yet. And he's walking in a very sort of clipped, trained sort of servant-like way, like he's a butler from old times. And he's not making eye contact with you necessarily, but he's walking in your direction down the corridor. Oh, here we go, I found
How
his
far?
Can we all see him?
You can all see him. He's heading down the corridor
Okay.
towards you.
What were you saying, Mustache?
Sir, hello, and pull out my, well, maybe I wouldn't pull out my badge. Say, excuse me, sir, may I ask where you're going?
He stops and gives you a pleasant smile, and then he says, "Okay, we can see one down the end." Hey, wait, just speaks in a language that none of you recognize, and then he holds out the tray, and on the tray you can see that there are, actually, sorry, they're yellow rather than green, but there's like a dozen little yellow gelatin cubes.
Marble shrugs and goes, in for a penny, and just picks one up and eats it.
When I see
Interesting.
him do
Okay.
that. Hey!
Okay, can I get alertness rolls from Mustache and Macintosh? Just before, well, as he eats it, Macintosh, through the thick gelatin, you make out the shape, and the light catches it in such a way as you can recognize there's something in this cube of gelatin. You think it's an insect, a golden insect, and then it enters
Oh.
Bubble's mouth. He crunches it. Oh, it's quite crunchy for jelly. It's delicious, crunchy, and
Love my
yeah,
jelly
you swallow it down.
crunchy.
And then I need to see what the effect of that is. Here we are. Make a sanity roll.
Yeah, thought I'd be involved. Who can resist jelly?
Critical success. Well, that's interesting. This is something where I need to think on my feet a bit.
Don't worry.
Okay, so you, this is delicious, and you sort of shudder slightly and give like a not exasperated, like a refreshing gasp after eating this, and to Mustache and Macintosh, you see Marble kind of twitch a bit, and his eyes roll back in his head a bit, and it's more that his eyes twitch, like he's having like an epileptic moment. But he's got a smile on his face, and Marble, suddenly, with a whoosh, you are sort of catapulted through time and space, and suddenly you see yourself, an older version of yourself. You look to be maybe 20 years or so older, and you're just making your way out of a cavernous cave system. And the rush of air that you felt just now is a rush of air heading through these caves. And this older version of yourself steps out into the open air, holding a very elaborate looking bottle. Well, in fact, not elaborate, a plain black bottle looking exactly like the one that you saw in the photograph,
The one with my name on it.
with your name on it. Well, actually, no, your name's not printed on it, but the plaque had your
Yeah.
name on it. And you give a satisfied smile, and then you walk through a city towards a glamorous palace. And you enter into this palace, and there is this grand ball happening, and everyone is wearing elaborate masks like a masquerade. And through the crowd, you spot a woman spotlighted just by the lighting, basically, and the crowd sort of steps aside, and she turns to look at you. She's wearing a really glamorous blue, ocean blue ball gown, and she's wearing a cat mask.
Oh.
And and she's got long brunette hair, and you recognize her immediately as Abigail Wright, same age as she should be now.
Oh.
Turns to look at you, smiles, and then suddenly you sort of blink and you're awakened back into the corridor.
Oh, whoa! 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 That
And the
was...
waiter smiles to you. Oh, I don't think I can see what I'm doing.
What?
What the hell was that, Marvel? Let's not eat things in this place.
I was peckish. I was peckish. I have to say that was a hell of a jelly. I just saw Abigail Wright.
What?
She was at a ball. A very lovely, fancy ball. She was dressed in a beautiful blue dress and wearing a cat mask. It was a masquerade ball, just as this, and I wave the note, just as this says. And she was looking at me as if she knew me. Was also carrying a bottle and was walking through a town. Oh, what? I think we should take one of those for later. And I take one of the jellies off the tray and put it in
Yeah,
the
the waiter
pocket.
smiles to you.
I ask him for a napkin. Does he understand me?
He sort of tilts his head, sort of doesn't seem to recognize the word that you said.
Okay.
But then he sees you're pinching this cube, and he seems to intuit what's
Yeah.
going on, and then he draws from his pocket a serviette for you.
Thank you. I wrap it up
Tranche.
and put it in my pocket. Tranche, of course. Well, I feel invigorated. Should we
And then
continue?
he starts walking down the corridor again.
Wow. I'm sorry, Macintosh. I know I shouldn't have eaten that, but something called out to me. I had to try it.
Okay. Well, let's please refrain from doing that again.
I'll try. I'll try.
Mustache just like shakes his head and pushes on.
Mustache, can you make a further sanity check? Okay. You head up another flight of stairs, and you're relieved to find that you're in the same sort of blue corridor that you recognized from last night, where you find the apartment, and the painting is there. As you go to the same point, for Marble, the painting depicts the shores of a lake. There is, on the sort of sandy shore at the bottom of the painting, a neatly folded pile of women's clothes, and there is a doorway. I forget exactly how I described it. I think, no, there's a reflection on the lake surface of a door.
Interesting painting.
Yes, and right where a door should be, and then I'll go to I'll go to touch the door in the painting and see what happens.
You
Anything.
you just feel canvas.
Okay. And I can't move it off the wall at all.
Last time you couldn't, but there does seem to be some give in it this time.
I'm just like pulling on it as hard as I can to try and get it to do something, move.
You pull on the edge of the frame, whereas last time it was firmly affixed. This time it seems to have just been hooked on, and the clasp is sort of released, and you find you're able to remove it from the wall.
Oh.
And it's just a blank wall behind it.
More or less, it's just blank wall, apart from in red ballpoint handwriting, a note reads at eye level. It's Alice before Abigail. Roll forensics as well. You think this is Abigail's handwriting? Vaguely matching a library card. It's hard to tell exactly because that's a signature, but you think it would kind of match.
What could this mean?
You've got me.
Alice is written in all capitals.
I know of no Alice.
Yeah, I can't
Oh, yeah.
recall coming across Alice.
Did Abigail ever go as Alice?
Not that I've been aware.
Oh,
You can all attempt int times 5 rolls if you would like.
Is there anything like I have the painting off the wall now, so I'm just analyzing it, looking it over.
Mustache, it does occur to you that the operation name is Operation Alice, and you've got a sufficient amount of bureaucracy, and you've dealt with Delta Green previously. The format is to have the operation names in capitals as well.
Mm.
In terms of investigating the painting now it's off the wall, there's nothing that you didn't previously find in it. You can still see to your trained eye that subtly painted in the painting is a glass bottle underneath the reflection in the lake. That was there before as well. It's just difficult to see. You have to sort of look at it in the right kind of angle. And there's nothing remarkable about the back of the painting.
I'm gonna cut the painting out of the frame and roll it up. Take it with me.
Sure, yeah. Use the antique tomahawk if nothing else.
And I just go, let's get out of here. There's nothing for us to learn here.
Yeah. What was the original mission? Was it to investigate Abigail's disappearance, or was it to put a stop to what's going on here?
In the threat of whatever this is, which has something to do with the Yellow King, whatever that is.
Yeah. It's strange that they would put a note about our mission on there. Who knows? Who knows? Well, where's next?
I am not quite sure myself. feel all the answers are here, but this place is so strange.
I don't think any of the answers are here. I wish this place had burned to the ground. I'm getting out of here before it's too late and we get stuck here forever, and I'd start to leave.
Wait. I think that
Like,
note on the wall.
Fast-paced walking away from you, holding the painting.
I'm like nipping in front of you, attempting to stop you from going anywhere. Hey. We have
I
a
might try to
job
push you out of my way, probably.
Yeah, I don't think Marvel's gonna fight that. An FBI agent pushing him out of the way.
Okay.
Make an unarmed combat?
No. You're okay.
I just
I'm a
want
bit
to
of a
fail so
wimp.
I get XP in it.
Sneaky.
Macintosh is just following behind as quickly as
Noted.
she can.
Marble, since he's not stopping, are you just going to continue following him? Or do you want to...
I'll just shout like, "We're stronger as a group. You're gonna get
So
lost on your own."
You're staying.
Yeah, I'll stay with Macintosh.
Macintosh is following him.
Oh right, well yeah, we're all going then.
Okay.
I'll follow.
You sure you don't want to be left alone?
Yeah, very.
Okay, yeah. So you follow Mustache. Make another sanity roll.
Fail again.
Okay.
Every
Um,
time he leaves this place, he hits a breaking point.
You lead your friends. You remember all the twists and turns that Henry de Calvados Castaigne took you through, and you successfully navigate through the night floors, backtracking through all the different turnings he made, and you reach the foot of the stairway with the photos on. Actually, no, you reach the top of the stairway with the photos on. And then you... then everyone make a alertness roll.
A what roll?
Alertness.
Alert. Okay.
Just gonna find it. There we are.
So the trained FBI agents amongst you, keeping aware and alert. Just as you reach the top of the stairway, you can see that there is a door slightly ajar, and you can see a rather crazed-looking eye of a man there with, you can just make out slightly in the darkness, like a bedraggled beard, peering through the doorway, like watching you as you pass.
So I see that. Guys, stop. There's somebody, maybe he can give us answers.
And as
What are
you
you even
say
going to
that,
ask him? Macintosh, they're all going insane in here. This whole place, it's not even real.
I'm not insane. I'm real. Are you lost here as well? Are you here to rescue me? The door swings open. This man, looking quite emaciated, in his sort of mid-30s, bedraggled, crazed eyes, comes out. He's wearing like workman uniform with a name tag that reads Langford. And it's this man. Please, you got to get me out of here.
Okay, we'll get you out of here. But first, what's your name?
I'm David.
How long have you been here, David?
I don't know. It feels like months. I just came to disconnect the cable, and now there's everything. There's things up here. There's things, horrible things.
Okay.
We understand. It's okay.
I saw a tiger made out of paper with glass for teeth.
That doesn't sound very nice.
No.
Take a breath. Good. We're real. Don't worry. Stick with us. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Where are we going? Are we leaving still, Mustache, or?
Yeah, he barely slowed down for that. He's just getting out.
Come quickly. Let's catch up to Mustache there. Don't want
Right.
anybody left alone.
You head. Oh, well, I'm going. And he eagerly follows you, like very eagerly. And you will head down this staircase, passing by the photographs of the bottle and then the people holding bottles. It's still everything as it was earlier. Everything's as it was until you reach the foot of the staircase, and then you've still got the left-hand turn where you can see the night manager's office. Straight ahead, you can see the open doorway leading into the smoking lounge. But now suddenly, where there wasn't before, if you look to your right, there's a corridor that wasn't there before, leading to a T-junction. And Mustache, as you glance down through the corridor, I mean, everyone can see it as well, but this takes your attention more than the others. A woman pushes a gurney down across a T-junction, so you only catch sight of her for a couple of seconds. And she is pushing a gurney. Well, two things you recognise. Firstly, she's clearly the woman from the photograph in the leaflet for Lombard Street that you've seen, which you thought is the woman from the CCTV footage of your brother's disappearance / death, maybe. And on the gurney is your brother's body. Roll a sanity check, please.
A critical success. Interesting.
Yeah, seeing this,
One.
through the whole thing in the night floors, you feel like you're in a dream, and there's a certain weight, that like a mental weight, the sensation that you get when you're lying in bed and you've sort of just woken up from your dream, but you're sort of drowsy. That's your whole experience in the night floors. But seeing your brother, you just get a crystal clear moment of awakeness. But you can do with that as you will.
He would stop a moment and stare down at them as they go out of sight. And maybe just seem frozen in a trance. Then kind of like shakes his head, come out of it, and it's not real. None of this is real. We need to get out of here. And he like starts to run towards the exit.
Yeah, you full on run towards the smoking lounge. You run into the smoking lounge. You can see Mark Rourke is there again, sat drinking a brandy by the fireplace. And he's like, whoa! Like, looks quite startled as you run in. Do you even pay attention to him?
Huh. I think when I see him, I kind of like skid to a stop and I like change my direction to get to him and I run up to him and I pull my gun out, point it at his chest, and I'll scream at him like, "Where is the Yellow King? What does it mean?"
Yellow King? What? He's at the party! His party's tonight.
Well, I move even closer to him, put my gun to his forehead, and I take us there right now.
But you don't
Thanks
get
for
to the
this party.
That's not how it works, man. At this point, the rest of you have reached the smoking ledge. And for the benefit of Marble and to refresh you, the man that he's got held at gunpoint is this man.
So once we enter the room and I see him standing there with his gun on the dude. Mustache, what the hell? What did we say about this? Chill out, man.
The man's gone damn crazy.
What do you mean that's not how it works? Tell us exactly how it works. Onto his forehead, just pushing him back onto the couch, like,
You think I'd be wasting my time in this hotel if I knew how it worked?
I'm gonna pistol whip him across the face.
Yeah, roll unarmed or melee. Is there melee? It must be a melee.
I feel like I remember melee weapons, yeah.
Melee weapons. Okay, that gives him an immediate attack, I think. Because he's certainly not going to stand for this. So yeah, you move to pistol whip him. He like splashes his brandy right in your eyes, and then goes in for a hook. And he succeeded. What we got? An armed attack. Ooh, blam. Yeah, so he gets you right in the gut. You take 4 damage.
That's enough.
Get
Stop
away from me.
fighting.
And at this point, he's on his feet, and he's a couple of steps away from you.
I step in the middle of them.
Ooh, I'm gonna shoot him.
Don't shoot him.
Oh. I raise my gun up to shoot him right as you step in.
Yeah, right as I'm stepping out. Like, no, don't shoot him.
Well, this is what initiative order is for. There's no roll initiative, but it's order of dexterity.
What's my dex?
So we'll start from now. So
I have 10.
Mark has
got
also got
12.
10, but he's just gone. And Macintosh?
12.
Oh, that's on there. I always forget where this is. 11.
For statistics.
11. Oh, cool, that works out. Yeah, so it'll be Marble, Macintosh, Mustache, Mark. A lot of M's.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Marble, you've stepped in front, just as Mustache is raising a gun.
I'm going to try and knock the gun out of his hand.
Yeah, if you want to full on do that, it's unarmed combat.
Okay.
Oh wow. 2.
Yeah.
I am feeling very passionate about this topic.
I think for disarming it will technically be opposed.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Mustache roll unarmed combat as well.
Oh.
Okay. Well, actually, sadly, it is blackjack rules, so the closest success to your successful target is the winner. So yeah, you struggle with the gun between the two of you.
He beat me by 1% then. That's so interesting. No, didn't he? He won by 1%, right?
No, but it's the closest high roll. So he got a 2 out of 40, and you got a 25 out of 60. So the best you could do, apart from a critical, would be a 67. And the best you could do would be a 39.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. So yeah, I don't wrestle it out of your hands. But I try.
Yeah, you certainly try. So you're well in the way,
Yeah.
and you certainly do well enough to stop it from pointing at Mark. Macintosh?
I'm gonna attempt to my best as I can in this injured state to also try to push the gun away, that it's not pointing at anyone. I know I'll never get it out of his hand, but let's just get it in a safer direction.
Okay. I will say because it's the same target, this is going to be unopposed. So just roll an arm combat. Okay. Yeah, you've got FBI training. It kicks into gear, and you manage to do the thing where you're like grabbing his gun and moving it behind his back. Do you want to actually take it out of his hand, or just keep it away?
My thing at the moment was just get it out of pointing at anyone at this point.
Yeah, you get it pointing in straight up in the air, I guess. Then Mustache. You're being held by two of your comrades.
Tell us what's going on, Rourke. What the hell are you talking about? Where's the party? How do we get there?
He spits on the floor and goes, I'm not telling you nothing after this kind of treatment. You know worse than the animals outside. And then he backs out of the room looking really wary because you've obviously still got a gun, but he's hurrying out. So he makes it through the doorway. And
Stop him! What do
he's
you want
half
me
closed the
for?
door.
We need to find out what he knows.
Then it's back to Marble.
I would like to look dead in Mustache's eyes and just say, get it together, and then charge after Mr. Rourke. I think that's his name anyway.
Yeah, you can reach him. What do you want to do?
I would like to kind of try and talk him down if possible. So something like, hey, I'm really sorry for my comrades' behavior. We're in a bit of a fugue state right now. If you could just sit down and we could have a discussion about this.
Please
want
make
nothing to do with the
persuade
violence.
-20.
Okay.
Get him to put down the goddamn gun.
Okay.
I know this is in New
Mustache.
York, but jeez.
What did you say? Do you know this isn't New York?
This is
Or
New
it is?
York.
Okay. Just making sure. Some weird stuff happening. Mustache, would you put the gun away for a moment?
So at this point, I'm gonna take his
We'll
gun
holster
from
it.
him.
Yeah, it's your turn. So Mustache, do you want to resist your gun getting taken, or do you want to fight against that?
Absolutely.
Okay, then it's opposed unarmed. So Macintosh, roll unarmed.
Oh, that's high.
Ooh.
But I got high too. Oh no, 10, 7. Never mind.
Yeah, but she failed, so it's your
Yeah.
success beats her failure. So yeah, you resist getting your gun taken from you, and it's then your turn.
I'll holster it. Glare
Holster
at
it.
Macintosh. Tell us what you know, or we're taking you out of here forever, Rourke.
Okay, so we'll suspend initiative for the time being. Jeez, thank you. That's all I was asking. Nutcases.
Well, who can blame us in a place like this?
And after I helped you get away from those G-men, she points to Macintosh.
And I just kind of blink. Help me get away from the G-men.
Oh, I forget. That's not even you. What do you mean? Tell us everything. What are you talking about?
What's this party that you're talking about? Is it this party? And
It's
I
the
show him
royal party.
invitation.
The masquerade.
This one?
What do you mean
of
this
the
one?
invitation.
Oh, let me see. So you're stealing invitations from De Craig, are you?
From
None of my
who? This was
business.
given to me.
Oh, I suppose he doesn't have his name on the invite, does it? Okay, no,
No.
he doesn't say that then.
But
Well, yeah, that's that party, yeah.
where is it? It doesn't say anything about how to attend it.
Way upstairs.
Way
Can you take
upstairs.
us there?
I can't take you there, and there's no way you get into the party. Invite or nothing.
Why?
Because you ain't ready for the party.
Is it because I don't have a mask?
Sure is part of it, but it just... Simple fact is, you ain't ready.
Okay, I'm done with your riddles. Mustache, shoot him.
At this point, we go back into initiative.
I'm just trying to use intimidation tactics here. I don't actually want him to get
I mean,
shot,
actually,
but-
as soon as you say mustache, shoot him, he's like... He tries to slam the door. Yeah, so the only one able to prevent him would be Marble in this case. Do you want to try and stop him from slamming the door on you?
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, roll an armed combat versus him.
Okie. Again, for any other check, that would have been
Oh, wow.
great.
Oh, and he got so good.
Mm.
Yeah, so you like struggle with the door a moment, and then he gets his shot on you.
I assume we can charge after him, if possible.
Wait, let him go.
Why? What do you mean
Can't
let him
tell us
go,
anything.
Mustache?
You heard him. He doesn't think we're ready. We have to prove we're ready. Let's go. Let's get to the top. Very top floor of this place, if there is one.
You were just talking about getting out. What are you doing?
Yeah, well, now I want to go to the top, all right? Don't try to make sense of anything in here. We just have to go with it. Said the
Okay.
Yellow King and the party are on the top floor, so that's where we need to go.
I mean, I agree with you. But maybe you should take a moment, take a breath.
You don't have time. Start moving off.
Oh, hell, here we go
Fine.
again. Let's follow him.
Follow the leader, let's
Yeah.
go.
Opening the door, you were unsurprised to see that Mark Rourke is not there. Also, the wallpaper's changed. But it's the same layout. It's a corridor leading to a staircase.
What's the wallpaper now?
The wallpaper is little pirate boats.
Oh.
It's like a kind
It'd be
of
like,
slightly tropical kind of vibe.
Right.
Like the kind
say,
of
wait,
hotel that you stay at in like 1930s Hawaii.
Got you.
we don't want to go that way. We should go this other way.
What way?
This way, and I'll head towards the T-junction where I saw my brother's body and woman pushing him.
Yeah. Despite the change of decor, that corridor is still there, although it wasn't earlier. Yeah, you start heading that direction. Everyone following Mustache's lead?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Mustache rolls sanity.
And oh hi.
Would you like to take a point of willpower damage?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I don't think Marble's the last in the whole campaign. No, not Marble, Mustache.
That's yeah.
Yeah. Not sure about me, but please don't put me in that basket just yet.
Mm. Okay, so Mustache, in your head, as you're heading down this direction, is your intention just to get to the top floor and find this party, or is your intention to follow this gurney with your brother? Is that why
I
you
think
went down
to
that way?
follow the gurney.
Okay.
See where it, but like in his mind, you know, I mean, maybe if we wander, maybe I keep like ignoring staircases even while we are moving through, and I don't know if that would, how far we're going, or if that would be weird to y'all. I don't really seem to know where I'm going, but I'm also like, don't seem to be heading towards every staircase I see either, or any staircase.
Hmm.
No. Yeah, Macintosh is gonna think it's
We do a
odd.
search.
Where are you going, Mustache? You said you wanted to go to the party. They said that was on the top floors. Where are we going?
I saw something. Remember, Manuel, Thomas Manuel. We took him into that room where his parents were, and he looked out into the projection room, and that's where I saw the man with the mask. But I didn't see what happened when he took it off, and suddenly Manuel is talking about how he gets it now and he's ready. Well, I saw my brother, my dead brother. He was this way.
Wait, what? Saw your dead brother.
Maybe it's something to do with family. If I can find it's part of my family, maybe I'll understand. I'll see beneath the mask. And then we'll be ready. I can't explain it. I don't know if it makes any sense or if it's even any of this is real, but I know if we just keep walking up staircases, we're not going to get anywhere.
At this point, nothing makes sense. Let's go.
I would also say that you told me not too long ago that everything in here is lies. Nothing in here is true. It would be good to remember that. Like I don't want to remember my naked nan. That sort of thing. You know? So who knows if it's real, but I guess you got a point. If we keep going up, who knows what's going to happen then? At least we have an idea here. So, after you.
I didn't
Okay.
really see where they went, but it was this corridor.
And you head down that corridor, and as you make the turning, the corridor, it looks it's significantly different to the corridors that you've seen before. This one looks very sort of sterile. It's like a hospital corridor, and rather than doors, there's no carpeting. It's all like freshly cleaned linoleum, and there's like on the not banisters, on the skirting board is there's sort of plastic ones that you see in hospitals to prevent the bumping of gurneys, and every so often where there would be a door, there is a window with the blinds drawn. Which one's open, isn't it? Blinds closed, and the corridor leads onwards to a right-hand turn.
I guess we keep following it around.
Just continue to follow Mustache. Don't want him by himself and pulling a gun on anyone else.
Keep on going down this corridor, turn right, and Mustache and the others, you see there's another hospital-esque corridor leading down, and you just catch the end of like a metallic set of double doors closing to the right-hand side of the corridor. It looks like you just caught a glimpse of the woman that was pushing the gurney walk into this room, and then the door closed behind her.
There! That was them! Run forward.
You run right forward for these doors, and you're sort of pressing on them, and they're sort of held firm. The doors have a window, like a vertical window on each set of the double doors, like you would see in hospitals where they push gurneys through double doors, but it's sealed. There is like an intercom button on the side of the door, and looking through the window, you can see some kind of, it looks like a morgue. Yeah, you're seeing the classic sort of metal drawers on one side of the room. There's a bunch of cabinets, medical-looking equipment. And you still see the woman, the young woman, you definitely recognise from the Lombard Street leaflet and to a lesser extent the CCTV footage that you saw several years ago. And she sets the gurney, she presses her foot onto the switch on the bottom of the gurney to sort of stick it in place in the centre of the room. Definitely recognise the body of your brother lying completely still on this gurney.
The door open. I try to go in.
Door's not opening, it's held firm.
I try to kick it in.
You kick it in, there doesn't seem to be any give, but the kicking alerts the woman in the room, and she turns to look at you. And
Let me in. Open this door. Unlock this.
she has a kind of
Wait,
embarrassed expression on her face as she was like shouting at the door.
I hold my
and then
FBI badge into the window.
and then she sort of gives an awkward kind of thumbs up, and she says something, but you can't hear her. And she approaches the window of the door.
I keep yelling and showing my badge and pointing down to the lock.
She approaches the door, and then she sort of, it seems like she's speaking at volume, but you can't hear her. And then she clearly gets that you can't hear her. And then she looks around and then notices that there's like an intercom button, which she presses, and then suddenly you can hear her voice, a young woman's voice. Oh, hey! I didn't expect to see you so soon.
Yes, I'm sorry I'm early. Can you please let me in?
Yeah. Sorry, I've not been here before. Let me see. And the intercom presses off, and then she's like, look. You can see her through the window silently, looking around for like a handle or something, or well, not a handle, but she tries the handle. It's closed, and then she's looking for a button, like a release button or something. And then she goes back to the door, looks embarrassed again, kind of shrugs, and then presses the intercom button again. I'm not seeing how I release the door. I think it's a security lock.
I want you to stand back. Just get as far away from the door as you can.
Wait, what do you mean?
Just get out of the way. Go off to the side in the room and get down behind something.
You don't need to do anything drastic. I can go and get Gail. I think she'll have a
Don't let
key
her
card or something.
pull the gun out before she, like, while she's responding and go to shoot out the window.
Does anyone react?
At this point, I think Marble's just accepting anything.
Yeah.
It feels as though like this is his story.
Yeah,
We're gonna
Macintosh
let
just
him
sees him pointing at a
play out as he wants.
door. I guess I wouldn't be close enough to see the person on the other side. I'm like,
You're all, yeah, you are all, you sort of stood behind Mustache in the corridor, so you can see this woman and you can hear her through the intercom. So you're party to all of this.
I'm like, well, at least it's not directly at a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So raises his
cover my
gun.
ears.
You cover your ears. He fires a bullet. This woman makes direct eye contact with your mustache and sort of gives you a sort of a bemused kind of like, oh bless you kind of smile. The gun rings out loudly and like strikes the glass. There's a slight crunch noise, but the main noise is the gun firing. And there's like a slight indentation in the window, but it's like you've struck bulletproof glass. And then there's a pregnant pause, and she presses the intercom again. I don't think that's going to work, hon. Should I go get Gail? I think she'll have a key card.
Mustache just, like, looks defeated. Hands by his side. Yes, please. If you could go get Gail.
1 second. And then she releases it, and then gives it another smile and turns to head out the other side of the room through another set of like double doors.
I don't know any hospitals you guys have been in, but the ones I've been in haven't had bulletproof glass.
I can't say I've ever noticed that. It's never come up.
And at this point,
I
you're
don't know.
left looking through the window at the body of your brother, unmoving, It's like a solitary figure within a silent, morgue-like chamber. So close, yet so far. Mustache roll sanity.
Also gonna like check my clip and see if it even actually used a bullet. Yeah.
You check your clip, and yeah, the bullet has been used.
Oh, and that makes my eye.
And do you want to spend? Actually, no, you can't spend willpower on this one.
You know
but
the
don't-
answer to that anyways.
Yeah,
right?
I know the answer to that anyway. But yeah, you don't have to deduct any sanity just yet. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be great. Yeah. I'm just fine. If I make it out of here, I will go completely insane. How long do we wait before anything at all happens, if anything?
I think
Time
we leave it
passes.
a little bit. I play about with the intercom, see if I can like get any panels off or get inside it.
You can remove a panel easily enough, but then there's a bunch of wires that you don't really understand.
Okay.
Macintosh has
I was about to
electronics, but
say, I see him starting to rip apart the electronics, and I was like, why don't you leave this to me?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, this place just gets in your head. Yeah, probably best if you do it.
yeah, if you want to mess about with it, craft electrician.
Well, shit.
You're just confused by it. It seems quite advanced, particularly for an intercom, and it's using parts that you just don't recognize.
Man, this thing is bizarre. I've
Very
never
modern.
seen anything designed like this.
I was hoping to see if there was a button to, I don't know, open the door or
Yeah, it should be.
anything else we could glean, but more mystery.
This should be easy enough to bypass, but definitely not normal.
Well, I'll tell you with your electrician, despite failing because you don't understand how this thing is working, it's definitely an intercom system. You don't think this has like a locking mechanism as part of it.
Okay, the lock
Right.
somewhere else.
All right, so yeah. Oh, well, on top of that, this is just the intercom. I don't understand how this works. This is definitely not keeping the door locked.
Ah. Well, it's good to know. Doesn't get us any closer, but it's good to know. Is there anything else in this room?
Well, currently you're just in a hospital corridor. Only other thing is the
Oh, yeah.
occasional shuttered window.
Right, okay. How long have we been here for?
How long do you want to work? You've been here at least 10 minutes, messing around with the panel.
Okay.
And yeah, no movement.
What do we reckon, guys? How long are we waiting?
I'm gonna leave that one up to Mustache. I don't see
Yeah.
any other panels or anything that could be a lock to get us in.
This gets longer and longer, and she doesn't seem to be returning.
It's just like standing, staring into the window and not even like answering you or seeming to pay attention at all.
I'm gonna call out his name. Mustache. Did you hear us?
I go and touch him on the shoulder.
What? You should. No, I'm fine. I'll wait. I'll wait for her to return. She's coming back. She said she's getting Carol or someone, and I'll get the key card, and then I can get in there and see him.
Look, We've been here a while. Don't know if she's coming back. It's not
She said she
helping
would
to
come
stare.
back.
I know.
I'm not leaving
I
him.
know. He's gone. He's gone.
You go. Go find your way to the party. I'm staying here with them. She'll come back.
Sorry, we're not gonna leave you by yourself.
We'll be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
None of this is real, Mustache. None of this is real.
Yes, you have to remember that. Remember, you told Marvel the exact same thing. None of this is real. Don't let it get to you.
Look, I don't know your history. I don't know what happened in the past, but we've got to press on. We must move forward. We've got to stop this. It's the only way. It's the only way for us to actually make a difference here. You staring through a piece of glass that's never going to open isn't helping anyone. We need you with us.
Mustache like lets out a cry and kind of starts slamming the butt of his gun into the glass window to no avail for a few moments.
To
And
no avail.
kind of calms down after releasing that anger for a moment and then reholsters the gun and says, fine. Get to the top floor.
Let's go.
Reluctantly follow.
Okay,
Bob
who's leading the way?
shoots like a sad smile over to him. But yeah, we go.
Who is going to lead?
I'll take point. Why not?
Okay. Marble, please roll a sanity check.
Great.
Yeah, Mustache seems dejected and withdrawn.
Yeah. It's weird. We've been walking behind you all this time. I know what the back of you looks like very well. Right, past my sanity.
So you did. So Marble, where are you heading? Are you intending to go upstairs?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to try and go up every staircase I see. Keeping an eye out as I go for anything weird. Because we still need to find some masquerade masks somewhere.
Okay. So you head upstairs, past the familiar, by this point, photos of the people holding bottles of blank stares.
Mhm.
The blank stares feeling even more mocking every time you pass by. Head up and to the top of the stairs, unsurprisingly find a corridor with a different set of decor.
Yep.
This one is like woodland, like there's like a field of poppies, very pastoral.
Nice.
And you lead down the corridor. Different set of, this one's like 2 crossroads in a row. There's doors in different places. You don't really have much of an idea where to go, so you sort of try and be intuitive about it and head along, and eventually you're sort of forced to open a door because it's just endless corridors. And you enter into a relatively large room. It's you'd probably describe this as like a personal home cinema for a wealthy person, or maybe like a corporate movie playing place. But yeah, like a miniature cinema with like 5 rows of 10 seats.
Okay.
and there is some music playing, and a projector screen. Yeah, there's a projection coming from the back of the room, which slopes upwards like a cinema onto the screen area. But nothing seems to be playing. It's just a white light, and yeah, some very plinky plonky, kind of cheerful but sterile music is playing as you enter into this little cinema. And then from speakers coming from the back of the room, a woman's voice speaks out. Silent Technologies is an IT consulting and IT services company headquartered in Chicago, Illinois, with offices across Michigan, Canada, and India. Our mission is to help customers achieve business objectives by providing best-in-class IT consulting and servicing with digital strategy and technology consulting. Our practices include application development, digital strategy, data analytics, big data and data sciences, cloud solutions, business intelligence, and data governance. Silent Technologies has special focus and domain expertise in healthcare, financial services, retail, insurance, energy and utilities, telecommunications. With our teams built around your domain and technology requirement, it helps Cylon and their customers develop strategic partnerships that provides critically needed skills in business intelligence, analytics, application development, security, and cloud transition by increasing strategic sourcing.
So once that's done, Macintosh is gonna... Okay, some of that made sense, but some of it did not. What the hell is cloud? You know,
I am glad some of that made sense to you, because I had no
well,
idea.
computers are my thing, but
Oh, that was computers?
yeah, you know, IT, information technology. So,
Oh,
yeah,
of course.
that made sense, but I've never heard of this cloud stuff.
And what's this music? I've never heard anything this serene, but sterile and serene. We have to look around.
Wow. We should make it quick, though. We need to find the stairs and get up to the party.
True. True, but I'm sure a little sweep would be okay.
No,
I have a little look.
the place is trying to trap us. We can't get caught up in its deception. Don't you see? Exactly what it wants is for us to stop looking.
That's a good point. That's a good
Here's
point.
Mustache is coming back to his senses now.
Yeah. Nice to have you back. Yes. I agree. We should push on.
Let's go.
Where's the staircase?
There's stairs leading through this room up to the top back of the cinema where there's another door.
Okay. I head off in that direction.
Okay. You head to the top of the stairways. Yeah, as you all headed to the top of the room, at the sort of windowsill where the projector's projecting out of, Macintosh, you sort of give pause because you see left on this windowsill is looks like a lanyard key card, and it has the logo of the company that your husband works for.
So I blink
Can you roll sanity check, please?
and
You put the music back on, room? That music was awesome, and I can't hear it now.
Can you? No, it's playing at the moment. Do you mean the blinky plunky pleasant music?
Seems to have frozen. Yeah.
Let me start again. Still,
I haven't got any music on either. Oh, there we go.
just restarted it.
Feels like I'm on hold.
Yeah, no, it's definitely hold music.
so I see that card and stop and look and
Macintosh, can you roll sanity, please? Okay, I'll make a note of that. But yeah, you find this key card with the logo of the company that your husband works for.
Well, just remembering we just had a discussion about let's not get distracted. I just snatch and stuff it in my pocket and keep on going.
You're muted, actually, if you intended to be.
I did not. Sorry, talking to myself.
Oh, that's okay.
So, recalling our discussion of let's not get distracted, I just kind of shake my head out of the little daze, grab the key card, stuff it in my pocket, and keep on going.
Okay. Yeah, you get out of the daze and you head through the doorway back into another sort of 1930s hotel-style corridor. Marble, are you still intending to lead the way, or does anyone else take charge?
I'm happy to lead, unless you want to take point, Macintosh.
Nah,
For a bit?
I'll let you lead and follow behind at my slow
Okay.
limp.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Marble, roll another sanity.
Oh,
So you're trying to get to the party?
I think
You
so.
want to go upstairs? Okay. Yeah, shortly after passing by this weird corporate cinema, you find another stairway and start heading up. And let's see what you find. Yeah, that'll do. So Marble takes you all up as many staircases as you can find. You seemingly head up like 10 flights of stairs. And then the stairway comes immediately out into a gigantic grand ballroom. It's really well lit. Everything's very very bright. All the paintwork is all white and gold, and there's pillars on the side of the room, very ornately decorated. It's you put this at sort of late Victorian, if you had to take a guess, Marble.
Okay.
And yeah, within this great large ballroom, there are dozens of life-sized marionettes coupled out in couples, dancing to some unearthly music. It is in fact the music that you can hear playing,
Oh,
and they're moving all in time with each other. And there is a separate marionette band playing this melody. Can everyone roll sanity, please?
I failed again.
Me too. Mustache doing all right.
Okay. Yeah. Continuing to feel completely entranced and like you're in a dream. This is all very surreal. You're taking it in your stride. You're not screaming out. But this is a very striking thing to come upon. Also, all of these marionettes are wearing masquerade masks. And in fact, you get a flash of the vision that you saw when you ate that jelly, Marble. And all the outfits are the same.
Oh,
The only thing that's not here is a
the
marionette
blue
dressed like a
dress.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Well, we found the party.
But
Are there any other doors in this room?
Yeah, there's 2 on each side.
Okay.
Anyone wearing all yellow?
There's no one wearing all yellow. In fact, no one is wearing any yellow.
what is it with this place and the marionette?
There are some people wearing blue. Oh, not where Abigail was. We're in the same
Are we
stuff.
on the top floor? I don't know if this is the right place.
I'm not sure. I mean, in my vision, the weird one I had when I ate the jelly, everybody was wearing these clothes, but they were all people.
Furthermore, the layout of
Doors.
the room in your vision was the same as well.
Everything was the same, from the drapes to the floors, the clothing, the masks even, just not the bodies, I guess.
Let's see where these doors go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're taking a door each, or do you want to go around one by one?
Well, while doing this, each taking one would be quicker. I really, really don't want to get separated again.
Okay. Okay, then first door, this first one on the left, look okay to
As
everyone?
good as any.
Yep. I go and try the door. The first door I
Yeah.
see on the left.
Head up to these grand ballroom doors. Put your hand on the handle and open it. And I think that's where we'll leave it. We've got 5 minutes for this. Having found the party, it seems like a good stopping point.
Okay.
Or have you?
Da, da, da.
Dun dun dun. Well, you're in deep.
Cool.
You're in too deep.